ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Double shaman.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Beastmaster.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Oracle.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Crystal Maiden.
Dire team pick.
Terrorblade.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Lot more pushing power. Now you go for the Morphling, which is honestly not that late game of a core. He's more of like an early mid game. And I think the HellRaisers the draft with.
It'll fix on the next pick. So,
10 seconds.
yeah, so
10 seconds
now HellRaisers has
remaining.
a solid pushing core, solid pushing lineup with an early
5 seconds remaining.
Bates lineup, which Oracle is a good addition to her lineup. I think the Oracle bad, but it's still once again going to suffer. Concentrating yourself in the mid game, your lanes are okay, and the power of HellRaisers.
I like this bot lane though. I mean, you've addressed it as well with the Maiden, at least. Great at killing these boars and slowing down the Beastmaster lane. But I do like this bot lane a lot better. Sexy Fed on the Beastmaster, I think, gives them a nice early game. Or a nice early game. Sort of adrenaline shot, right, is what Beastmaster gives you. Especially, really, this just about any hero that builds Necro, especially. But he is the best ones to do that. As we're now getting into our final banning phase here. AA banned out, of course, to protect that Morphling, 8th pick overall. Razors, they're going to have 9th pick with Bait having last pick, but of course, they needed to make sure they can get their RDO hero, as they actually didn't ban too many RDO heroes before this phase, except for, I suppose, the Wraith King and are definitely going to be two of them. So HellRaisers spreading around the bans. We've seen some teams kind of recognize that RDO is kind of the sole win condition, so they have been focusing a lot of these bans, the majority of the bans even, RDO's hero pool. But here for HellRaisers, I like the fact that they're spreading them around and just setting themselves to not only crush that top lane and crush the win condition, but just to win the whole game. I think that speaks to not just like the confidence, but like the just they're going to play their game, right? They're not going to like go into bait sort of, well, we're going to have to beat you in this ultra late game. No. They're going to do their thing.
Why would you? You know, I think every team playing against bait ever since.
Dire team pick.
I won't say in the beginning. After the first 4 matches, people started to figure that out. Started to play like really. Of course, us as casters, because players, we took them.
That's right.
It started to.
Yep.
I don't know. HellRaisers now needs a 5th pick. You either need a mid laner or an off laner. It's kind of hard to tell because DP could really easily lane against DP. They're gonna go for an off laner. Sanking's pretty solid. Gives you a bit more tempo as a team, a lot more magical damage, which can be a double-edged sword because Oracle stopped that with Edict. But you're also a great hero at. And you have great lane push as well. You have great lane D push. Obviously, you're not gonna take towers down with Sanking, but the whole point is that he is, especially if you go alley build, it's really easy to push the creeps, take the lane easy for you, and you're also great at back lines.
Yep. Yeah, so far so good, I would say here in favor of this HellRaisers draft. Looks pretty strong at lots of phases.
Yeah, it's a draft that I think works at mostly the mid game and early game, but they have a late game win condition, so there's never a point where you're gonna be screwed, right? Bait needs to have a mid laner. That would work for them. Something that could like really slow down the game would be ideal, honestly, for them. I like the
Yeah, that would have been fantastic.
something with D push. Oh,
Yeah.
Puck is actually in the. He is. I can't believe it. Pick Puck.
You may
Go.
now select your hero.
How did Puck make it to the last?
All the way to the last pick. No one really cared about it. Oh, by the way, just want to point out, Nyx is playing in this game. I saw him in the lobby as soon as I loaded in about 30 minutes ago, and then completely forgot to bring it up because honestly, we haven't really.
Oh yeah, they can't play with standards anymore.
Yeah, so I reread the telegram and it was a bit confusing because it seems like this is the case. By the way, it seems like you're correct.
Telegram.
It was a telegram.
It was Telegram.
Yeah, it was telegram.
You got it through the. I forgot. Why'd you get a telegram? Why did you get like a letter? Well,
I don't know. It was from the magician.
It was from the magician.
Yeah.
The Valve magician.
No. The magician. He's the CEO of HellRaisers. He's got a telegram.
Oh, okay. A telegram like the application.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was so confused.
Yeah, so anyway, so he sent me a carrier pigeon, and in that pigeon, it let us know that it said that the phrasing was very specific, and this could have been, of course, Google Translate. My Russian is Privyet, that's about it. But when it was translated, it said he will play a maximum of up to 3 games with the team. Not sure if that means he has to play 3 games. It looks like it is, because he played last week, this week, and then next match, presumably, would make it to 3. So we're going to have to see, but HellRaisers is still not out of contention for their top 2 finish either. Currently, PuckChamp, they're looking real strong. If PuckChamp lose to Windstrike, which is not out of the question, and beat the... I believe is the match for PuckChamp later this week, because HellRaisers actually won the head-to-head between the two, they beat them 2-0 in fact, they should be getting that preferred, or that should be the tiebreaker, so they should have that second.
Now they have chances. In fact, now they're really fighting for that potential. Of course, would be great.
Yep.
And also, I love that they're in this position. They were like almost there, because I find that the CM of HellRaisers really knows what he's doing. Make a lion meme about being back
to hell and back again. Yeah. And then just to top it off
Please,
here,
HellRaisers, if you're listening to us,
a little bit more drama, of course. Just some action to spice it up here for our lower division. Gambit 2, formerly known as just Gambit, but now the second squad of ASM Gambit, they are also in the running here. They also stand at 3-2, so it's not that easy. There's still a couple different situations that could play out, and honestly, this is always what I say. It's hard to really hype the early matches, but this is why every single match counts, because you just have to get every single win. Could you imagine? Oh man, we dropped the series to Bait of all people. They still got relegated, but now we're out as well. Oh my god, that would feel so bad. Right?
Sorry, European leagues twice, right? Because both the upper and lower division, 1 to 2 teams in this case, really only one in the lower division that's like dominating. But then once you get past that, right, everyone else is kind of pretty close to each other, and it's just really, really exciting now that they're getting into this, especially because I don't think there's a single easy opponent in this league. Honestly, I think IPG and BBP are difficult You have to really bring your A game.
IPG, they got some spice. I think they're a young lineup. They were hoping for those top 2 spots.
You're not going to get it, but I think they still played really solid games.
I agree.
Same with BPP, which are showing some prowess.
Definitely.
I mean, they beat the top team. I mean, only once, of course, but they beat them. Also, in the case of Bait, if you underestimate them, if you let them go late, if you let them play their game, they're going to beat you too, dude.
They're really, like, they're late game experts.
They really are.
It's like going to the dentist because you broke your bone. He's like, well, like, technically I am a bone doctor, but only for the ones in your mouth. I can try and set it.
I do feel like they're rattling a bit, though. So.
Yeah, the bone rattlers. Of course. That's what I call the dentist, actually.
Yeah. So interesting that they... It's just going to be a really spicy last 2 weeks. As we start out with this bottom lane, Metamorphosis immediately by RTO.
Actually, not immediately. He waited till he scouted the TP away.
Oh, true.
Which,
yeah.
no, just...
No, good point. I was actually going to mention that RDO likes to be a bit more conservative meta. He talks about it in his stream. For example, when because it stream with Bowie, right? Bowie did one with RDO, and he did a couple of streams with Costabile to compare like Terrorblade styles and everything. Obviously, Costabile carry for, and he's also a very well-known Terrorblade player. And in Costabile's style, it was like, nah, use meta immediately because it's the most efficient, you know, get the most cooldown. RDO, like, you have to wait for the right moment. It was a very funny, like, he's just like, you have to feel zen with a Terrorblade.
It's like those chefs that are like, you have to be one with the cake inside, and the other guy's, nah, just take it out after the timer goes off, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And RDO does have, like, there's a moment in every lane where you have to use it. But he did make a point that was true. It's like, the most efficient way technically is to do it all the time. But realistically, because you're playing against humans, is not.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I thought that was a very interesting RDO made about. So
that's a good point, because I feel like a lot of people get caught up in the efficiency, right? Blah blah blah. For a good example is actually the Phoenix Aghanim Shard, which is super efficient, right? You never have to cast the spell again. Saves you on that HP cost. 20% at the start of fights is not an insignificant amount. You get all 4. You know, it sounds really good, but you know, it's when you play position 4 Phoenix, usually you don't really get too much farm priority. So what's the point, right?
yeah, I can see that, though. I still think the Shard is being slept
I agree.
on, right?
I agree with you personally, but I think that's kind of what the players are kind of thinking.
I mean, they must have tried it, right? 'Cause I remember in the beginning of the patch, everyone was trying the Phoenix Shard. Phoenix in general is 5, and then especially Note, I remember playing it a lot, and then stopped trying it. So clearly, either Phoenix 5 is trash, or Shard is just not as good as they thought. Like once they played it, because it is true that once you play something, you get a feeling for how good it is. Like when they started playing with Earthshaker Shard, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, this is the best thing since
sliced bread." You know, Betty White is older than sliced bread. That's a very American reference.
I mean, like that's a.
It is an expression, but there are some famous actors in the U.S. Actress, I should say, who is very famous. I think she.
I know who Betty White is, but
yeah, she's older than sliced bread. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, older.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was in Sliced Bread. I kept thinking, is that like a musical?
That does sound like a pretty neat musical, doesn't it? Also, watching Dendi play Puck is just amazing. Played hero. Yeah, of course, he's better known for like his mag, for his Pudge, of course, right? But he's played the most of his games in his competitive career on his.
I mean, Dendi at this point, because he's been in the same position forever, I think there's not a single hero. Oh, he can't play. You know, it's like watching Fear play. Even the heroes that Fear is not known for, he's still incredible.
Yeah, you got a point. You got a point.
I would put Fear above Dendi in mechanical skill most of the time.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to draw that comparison here live on air, but I will say Dendi's Void Spirit is, you know, if you just look at the stats alone, is not his most successful hero.
I'm not willing to draw that comparison live on air, but also, yeah.
I mean, not between him and Fear, I'm not. You have to remember, dude, I got into TI because of TI5, so I have a lot of respect for that EG lineup.
I don't even like EG.
Oh.
Incredible.
Wow, shots fired, dude.
No, I mean, I just think the guy's...
No,
I mean, if you don't respect that dude, is you don't like Dota. Did you see his computer before he won TI?
I did. He had a CRT monitor. That was amazing. Because I think some of the Smash organizations were looking out.
DSA, he's gonna go die. Good. Vanscore takes down the Phoenix, and he went there to protect the 4-minute room. The HellRaisers didn't actually... Shaman's one of the best.
Yeah. Also interesting, he did not want to use the Icarus dive.
I think he was just saving it to last Frostbite game.
Yeah, but
Trying to
like,
be more. I don't know.
but he saw the maiden coming.
Yes, but I'm.
So there was no surprise. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? Sometimes I just want to grasp at straws, and you.
I get it. I get it.
Sexy Fat will. Oh, the adaptive strike is gonna kill him. Morphling was forced to go for a level of adaptive strike, though. Usually not the case, right? Usually, yeah, you can tell here.
Oh,
But
wow.
working wonders for him.
That was amazing.
One single level and one single skill point gets you 2 kills.
2 kills. 2 kills. Unfortunately, you're going to lose the the bounty runes, because Dendy's going to make an excellent rotation. Look at this man. So efficient. He stacks the camp, picks up the bottle, threatens a gank as well. Of course, he's got no teammates alive in that lane, so he's just going to go back to mid lane. But he's going to have he's full HP, basically full mana, with a full bottle to go as well. So he's in a really good position here, which is fantastic because we also have level 6 for DP. So if DP's able to bully this puck out right now of lane, with the 5-minute wagon especially now showing up, it's potentially a very bad time for you.
Yeah, I don't know if Puck can deal realistically with it. I guess it depends how much you think every team is gonna. Okay, no, there they go. Shackles. They don't even care.
Oh, they don't care.
They don't even want to bully him out. They want to murder him.
Oh,
Dendy,
no mana, though.
Illusory Orb. They can't Crypt Swarm him. The spirits are chasing after him, but they give up after a while. They're lazy spirits.
Yeah, that's tough from Lil. I know a lot of people are saying Ether Shock question mark. The problem is versus a puck, and with level 1, he's level 3, right? So he's got 1/1/1. Hex into Shackles, you can't really risk getting an Ether Shock in there. Versus some other mid laners, sure you can. Versus a DK, for example, versus the DP, it's not a problem. Versus a puck, you can't risk it.
It's also not correct. I think usually the play with Shadow Shaman, if you shift Q.
Right after the Shackles.
But obviously, he has a cast point, so heroes like Puck can just avoid it. So, I mean, you should play as efficiently as possible, right? Just because it's a Puck, you shouldn't change that way of playing, but Puck is going to leave.
Yep.
Unless he's bad. So, of course, if he's bad, then yeah, you punish him with Ether Shock, but there's now your 2K Pucks.
I was kind of hoping we'd see Rezo, not just taking a look at our off lane, because we've spoken about the mid lane quite a bit. I was hoping he'd go for like the Burrow Strike into Caustic Finale. This is another one of the heroes you really love.
I love him so.
Why?
It's not that great.
It's not that great?
What, Sanking?
The hero?
Not really. I thought the shard was much better, and then I realized the shard shows in fog, and I was like, this is...
Fighting top.
Van score.
Dead to boars.
Yeah, he tried to smoke, but
he
Sexy
tried.
Fat was nearby to prevent that play.
It's kind of a costly
Bottom lane, though, Lil does also fall. Yeah, so I do love this hero. I think the hero is very complete. He's one of the first heroes. I think Sanking is a great hero to learn, like, how to... Yeah, I thought the Epicenter... the problem is that he's not the greatest offlaner at pushing. That's why he's not... Or, sorry, like... like Timbersaw, Beastman. And we've noticed that in this meta, it's very common for offlaners to just take the tier 1 alone. Help him. And it kind of sucks when the carry has to rotate. Sanking does always.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
That's one of the actual biggest reasons why he's not played this patch. He's just not that great, and that's... Have Dust, and the Sandstorm will be useless. Rezo's picked out. I also like Burrow Strike plus Caustic Finale more, but I do think that the traditional build against a team, most pros of Skies and everything, is to go. Because every time you get pushed out with meta, it feels really bad. And so most people just decide, okay, I'll Sandstorm and just like farm the wave, get into the tower, etc.
What's going on over here? Looks like they found themselves a chicken. It's Phoenix, but looking to turn. There goes the Shaman. Vanscore with the auto attacks. Well, they actually dodged the attack. Misses uphill. Wouldn't have got it anyway. But Dendy, he's going for more. He went for a rune. Went exploring up here near the Roche Pit. That's going to trigger Kuma on there to end his life. Going straight this game for the Lincoln Sphere, by the way, for the Morphling. So I think he recognizes Roar is really the only chance they can kill me. So with Roar, it kind of feels like, does he even need a BKB?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think.
With the Lincolns, rather, do you even need to be?
No, I don't think so this game. But I would actually, going on the opposite side, I kind of think Puck should also... Like later, obviously, not now. Later on. Because there's mostly targeted spells, right? But...
Yeah, I would almost agree if it weren't for the DP just having that point in silence. It's still really punishing, right?
That's true.
And then that can allow the Shaman to easily get a Hex. Hell, even Ether Shock into Hex, right, to break the Lincolns.
And Hex to break Lincolns easy. You can shackle him right after.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that's the only concern I have with it. That's the only concern I have.
Yeah, I don't think you need a BKB this game for more, or maybe like a late game option. You know, like okay, 50 minutes in, it started to get so late that you actually need a BKB, sure. But early, the main concern should be more about the Prime War. The Puck's damage, of course, is. But I think you can protect against the Puck.
Yeah, interestingly enough, by the way, it was the mid laner, not the carry, to help gank the spot lane tower. You were talking about how the Sanking usually needs a rotation, and he does. RDO, he doesn't really need to show up here because we already have Necrobook 2, or sorry, Necro 1 completed for Sexy Fat.
But it's still faster.
It's still efficient, yeah.
And the reason why Sanking works in this lineup particularly, you have a DP that can fill that role of ganking, and she usually can gank the safe lane really easily and take a tower in the process. Not really using much. Epicenter has been used here. Not a good play though. That Epicenter continues after he's dead, so stop walking into his corpse. Vanscore will die though immediately.
Kuman looking to follow up? Nope.
He has the infused raindrops, which makes Kuman realize he's
Oh,
a very
no.
sad boy. The Shaman stopped by the Dream Coil, but they don't catch up to the Morphling. It's just the Shaman. Those Shackles not gonna help him out. And they're gonna get 3 kills for free, honestly. That was a really odd play by Rezo. Yeah, you wanna go for, first of all, can I see?
Yeah, you can.
I'm sorry, Rezo's
Oh, his skill build.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, yeah, you should never go Burrow Strike Epicenter in level 2. Never a point to. Once it's level 3, and that's only barely, like, even if you shift Q to level 3, you only barely get the channel time, right? But and level 4 is obviously ideally 0.2 seconds. But I don't understand the point of that play, because first of all, you were going against 3 heroes, even if Epi was really... You had to stun all 3 to really get... Even when you cut it off, clearly you weren't going to last that long, and they're going to carry dust if they... Especially with support. I'm not really sure what the play was then. Usually he's a very safe player. That was a very...
I agree. Dendy's going to go for a Blink Dagger. He's almost actually got enough gold for it already. Keeping a little bit of a lead here versus the DP. Most notably, his tier 1 tower is still looking pretty healthy, especially when you consider that there's already been 1 Exo used to try and demolish it. Yeah. So there's that going for you at the very least. With your Beastmaster now, he can show up. He does help a little bit versus the Exo because he carries a lot of units with him to absorb some of those ghosts, but he's no Timber, he's no Tide, you know, he's not going to be as good as those heroes, which is of course why they were banned.
Radiant's middle tower is
He's also very weak to the seg. That's the reason why he's strong
Oh wow.
against DP.
Yeah, they even dropped Serpent. They're going to get this tower. They want it.
I told you, dude, they're going for the push line. And they even caught Dendy. Dendy should be an easy kill. He was out of Illusory Orb, or he couldn't, didn't have the mana to actually use it. Of course, the right play was waiting Rift into Illusory Orb there. That's why he did it that way. Couldn't just Illusory Orb because it would just kill him before he jaunted. So he just tried to go for the most. There's a concept that they do in card games as well, right? Where sometimes players will go for the bit too early, and it's like, well, if the contingency plan is most likely going to kill you, try to go for the best play and hope that something good happens to make. So there, Dendy was hoping that you could get a bottle charge off and hope to Lizard off. Of course, that was impossible, but you might as well go for that, because if there's a chance of that happening, it's going to save you. If you lose your orb first, you're for sure going to die.
It was really tough, right? Because they had the Shaman set up in attack mode there, right? It was just, I mean, it was his deployment phase. Like, what are you going to do? I don't know.
Just adding us so many cards.
I'm just using the buzzwords, you know, pot of greed, all that good stuff.
And you know, when the Shaman comes in, he allows you to shackle 1 target. Oh my god, 1 target!
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's great. It's
Favorite
great.
show of all time.
Okay, Smoke's gonna break. Sexy Fat, I don't think he was in the smoke actually. Either that or he just ran into the tower. But they're not gonna find anyone off of this smoke. Of course, that is gonna be their smoke advantage after earlier on Vanscore tried to dodge the boar auto attacks with the smoke. So that's equalized now.
Yep.
That is something worth bringing up for the early game, especially when you're looking to create lots of space for RDO.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not too awful the fact that you can still take over the enemy jungle, right, with a TV. And look, they're actually pushing hard.
Yep.
I think this is the right way to play when you're up against a pushing lineup with a TV. I mean, it shows RDO's a bit. Like, he understands that he needs to create his own space.
Yeah, he does.
He's lifting himself up from his bootstraps, Richie.
Yeah, Atlas is gonna shrug at it, isn't it? Dendy catching Rezo. He's going to break the coil. Vanscore on the high ground. His low's going to catch the TSA, prevent the Supernova from going out. Vanscore now letting it go, but oh my goodness, he gets absolutely chunked. Sexy Fat caught in the Serpent Wars, but Lil, is he going to escape? He gets the stick off of the wand, but he's going to go down to Duster. 2 supports there for a couple of ultis used, including Roar, not Sunder, but of course the Meta, and Supernova, and Dream Coil. But considering you got the tier 1 tower, you take a little bit of the Ancients on the way out to stack even, so not bad.
Poor Sang got rammed.
He did.
That was not an easy play for HellRaisers again.
It was not.
Unfortunately, the Rezo is just... I think he's trying to play, or trying like he's not. He's playing enough, Flynn needs to create the initiate. Lane me face. Sankey just doesn't fill that role. He's much more of a secondary initiator nowadays. Why? Maybe as an op. If he tanks enough and he doesn't have a game plan, killed. The puck is great against them. This is much better, right? Counter initiate against the Oracle. You get a quick kill on Duster. Sexy Fat is still gonna protect him a bit, but Duster, no way.
He might live.
Vanscore use the Frostbite already?
He's gonna live.
Oh, wow. I was not expecting.
Yeah, healing
I
salve
thought
active.
Vanscore was going to save the Frostbite later. Why'd you need it?
Healing salve active, which heals for what, 25 a second for 10? Or 50
No, I
a
mean, the
second
healing
for 10?
self worked.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Vanscore didn't have anything to count. Because he didn't save it for it. But anyway,
right.
these are the initiations you want to do. Now
Oh,
you know
smoking.
yourself.
Dendi,
Lil is
scouts one.
sleeping.
Ah, nice. He's not taking any chances there. He knows they've scouted the Sand King Blink Dagger, and he knows where there's a shaman running at you with confidence, there's probably a Sand King right behind him.
Yep, unless it's SSA Spartan, in which case you'd never know.
In which case
Honestly,
you literally never know.
You literally
Yeah.
never know. That man creates a true discord in your team.
It's amazing. It's one of my favorite clips of all time.
Actually, that cast is awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Lil, he is going to
He
die.
is.
He's like, well, this sucks. Can't
You
even
know
get
when
the
he
auto
like
attacks off.
he lifts his little sticks. He's like, should I ether shock? Oh, I'm dead anyway. Yeah, poor Sand King. He
They have
just cannot
detection?
tank. That's
They
a good
do.
MP. Unless he gets cancelled. Okay, that was a bad MP in the end. It didn't come out, unfortunately. for
Dendi,
him.
though, in a bad spot.
Can they kill him? No, they've saved him with Fatiguic. Duster's happy to die for this, honestly.
Yeah.
You saved Dendi, that's huge. Primal Roar for the CM. Really want to avenge Duster.
They're going to try for Roche.
Wow, Bait is playing faster than HellRaisers, and
They
you don't
are.
have a faster lineup at all.
Then Bait is not relatively, or really known for their fast, tempo, are they?
No.
Especially on RDO-TP. I mean, RDO-TP, again, you said it earlier when he was pushing the tier 1 tower. He knows what he needs on the hero, and he knows that sometimes he's going to have to leave the jungle, not hit creep, and look for objectives. And that's a really big strength for this team, right, compared to when he played Medusa.
Yeah, that's true. Catch the Shaman as well. Rezo comes in, does an
Counter-initiation.
epicenter mainly against the puck, and
Hex.
they're going to kill him in time. Great Hex before he died. Beautiful double silence as well, but Nyx doesn't have anything to follow up with. You need a Spirit Siphon. Oh, he got tricked by the Vision. All right, RDO did the in and out trick.
Radiant's bottom
Yep.
tower is under
Yeah, the little Roche trip, you got to run over this little tiny cliff. Oh, Duster. Oh, he's most likely dead. RDO. Yep, he's just going to drop him a mirror image nearby. Continue to run. Nyx, careful. I don't know if you want to go up that high ground, but yeah, you can always juke some people on this spot. This spot in particular has been glitched for ages, where you have to be standing basically right next to it in order to actually see someone there, by the way.
Radiant's bottom
I don't know why that's a thing, but,
Yeah, it's very odd, but I mean, I love those tricks, to be honest.
I do
think they're
too.
really fun to watch.
I don't mind them in the trees. I think it's kind of a little bit too weird when it's in the Roche pit. But
No, I love the tricks in the Roche pit, but I think it's the dumbest interaction is my... Dota is just a collective dumb interaction.
that's very true.
That's why we love it so much.
I like to call it a game of exceptions, not dumb interactions. But you're not wrong there either, my friend.
And I'm not saying in a despective way. I love
No,
this game.
I know.
I played this for 14.
Well, burning down. Level 3 Sunray does just about as much damage as you think it would against an Intero.
Yeah, because Shadow Shaman's like, guys, I found the trick. Just don't be tanky, and you're fine against me.
Dendi, great silence after the waning rip. Rezo to follow up. Quick kill onto him.
Nyx has been playing a solid game. Kind of making up for Rezo's lack of initiation. And the thing is, once Nyx becomes... Oh, then I think Rezo will have him. Right now, he feels a bit desperate and pressured to make play. Once you get to the deep... fulfill that role of just, come at me, then you're going to be much better off. I also like that Lil decided to go for the Blink Dagger as opposed to the... Ethelyn's is great when you already have an offlaner that can tank or initiator, but since you have to be the Lil and give vision with Shackle, Snakes, X, whatever, then Rezo can fill again that second. Because someone in chat pointed out, which is quite correct actually, there's no pipe carrier really.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bait lineup. So the epicenter is going to be much more impactful than usual. Not like it's the best spell in the world, but the lack of pipe makes the spell actually useful throughout the game.
Early on, it's some pretty mean damage as well.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially if you go for the epicenter talent, which I think he...
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Then go for the epicenter talent, a little bit less damage, but still okay, right? And you can still be able to kill a fair amount of the heroes on bait, or like just if you get a nice little bar strike on 2, Oracle cannot protect against all of them. So that's why it's important that Snake can get it.
I feel like, hold that thought, they're looking for a kill mid, advanced score, Sunray, level 4 now, but again, it's not a strength hero. Counter initiation from Rezo. The epicenter should kill TSA. They're going to keep alive though, and Supernova to try and turn Dendi, holding down Rezo. Where are you going? He's got to look into the light, take his lumps.
Right, so this is why I just mentioned this, Rezo. There's a spell called Fate Edict, which of course prevents all magical damage to the hero. So if you go for single target epis, yes, you're going to... Like, the only time you can go for a single target epi is when you know the Oracle's not nearby. But otherwise, the name of the game for Rezo should always be, let's go for multi-target burrow strikes into like a epicenter that hits multiple heroes. And then Oracle has to decide which of his teammates he has to help. And that creates a schism in the enemy team's lineup. Because they're like, schism. That's because... Oh, those are two different. The Oracle teammates go, which one does Oracle love best, right? It's like when your dad has to pick between you and your brother, and then that creates daddy issues for the rest of life.
Who's gonna get the ice cream sandwich? There's
Exactly.
only
yes,
one.
Yes. And the other one just gets the cheap chocolate cone. Yep. Oh, he bought at the gas station, and you go, Dad, this is why I'll never go to college. So sexy fat, you know, he doesn't want to be in that position. Sorry, the Oracle doesn't want to be in that position. Duster, which is why the 3 burrow strikes are.
So we've seen Kuman. He's gone for the Boots Travel here after the Lincoln Sphere. He is going to be going into the E-Blade and then the Aghanim Scepter. Looks like he's already got that called again. The Mystic? No, it's the Eagle Song. That's what it is.
Yep. That is
The end one, yeah.
That's
so
why it's Mystic.
He's got the he's got the agility already, but he's gonna be going for the Ghost Scepter E-Blade build. I don't know if this is really
Ags, so I'm assuming it's Sanking that he wants to pop?
I guess it's not that bad, but I feel like RDO, this is just a game where you go, okay, now I'm tanky enough. Yeah, you can see. I just go BKB, and then there's no way Morph can kill him. Morph cannot fight him 1v1, I think, in my opinion.
No, my only question as well with Ags is that, is it really that valuable to copy Sanking? Rather copy TO. Don't you rather copy TB in some fights as well? Having that whole item just to copy a single hero when you have some pretty decent copies in the enemy team.
Yeah.
TB, a Puck, honestly,
Yeah,
both are pretty great.
that's what it'll be doing, I would imagine, especially for the Terror Wave, as we get some back-to-back action, some pickoffs here against supports.
God, I can't catch any of
No,
Too much action.
Too much action. No, I think because you do steal Terror Wave, right? Because it's connected to the Metamorphosis.
I think you should be able to get it, but honestly, that's like, why?
I mean, it's a 4-second fear.
No. I mean, why as in like, why would that be consistent?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe. I'm genuinely not sure. But I don't think that's even justifiable getting whole Ags for them. Even though I think you should still copy TB and Puck. But we'll see. I'm not questioning the player's build. It's more I want to see what he has planned, because I know what he's thinking.
Radiant's middle
Nice Hex, though.
Yeah.
Snakes. They have Shackles as well.
DD for Kuman.
Okay, he doesn't use the Shackles just yet.
They've caught Rezo.
Silence. RDO finally gets out of the Snakes, but they're actually destroying both Rezo and Vanscore in the backlines. The Oracle actually is a big source of damage in that team fight, but they do stop the puck with the Ghost Shackles, guarantee the kill. That's going to end up being a slightly beneficial trade for HellRaisers, because offlaner for mid, especially a relatively farm.
Yep. Unfortunately, they take a very defensive sort of standing fight, so they're not going to really be able to convert this level 2 Exo into anything. So that's going to really suck for Nyx, but it is going to be Morphling now showing up to the fight in Puck form, granted, but now it's going to have, wow, 2 components of the Axe. E-Blade already completed, so...
I also think that E-Blade's so good in your turning Puck, right? Because you Blade, and then you Waning Rift, sorry, you Illusory Orb into Waning Rift into Waveform. You're gonna murder most things, dude.
That's a good point. I didn't consider that one.
Me neither. I just saw it now when he was...
So that's a lot of damage, but again, TB, he's got lots of stats already. That's my concern.
That's something you can burst TB. 2k HP. Like, for TB is amazing, but...
2.5, he's gonna just a tiny bit more.
Yesterday I was watching a game where... Oh, it was actually the upper division, where I saw Morphling. In fact, it was Team Spirit. Recommend that game, by the way. Team Spirit played some really solid... You didn't watch them. The Puck built an E-Blade together with a Morphling, and they double E-Bladed a Kunkka with the Morphling and Puck damage. Vanscore's taking the turn.
Yep.
He's Ice type against Fire type, of course. No,
Rezo,
not again.
snaps
They have
the coil.
Too.
Yeah, he has the Yules to self-dispel, but he doesn't need it.
Okay. Yeah, so yesterday in Team Spirit's game, I actually saw a Puck and...
A Puck.
Sorry, I was casting in Spanish, that's why.
So you pick the Puck.
Yes, that's what I say in Spanish. El Puck. Anyway, so yeah, the Puck and the Morphling, right? They double E-bladed a Kunkka, which had 3.5k HP, and then did the Puck combo plus Morphling waveform, and that was enough to kill him, which was incredible. So now I'm starting to think that damage is enough to kill a TB with 2.5k HP.
Okay.
Right.
Is it enough, my question, when you have got an Oracle to back them up, though?
Now, that's an interesting question. Now that changes things around. Right? Because all this single target damage is perfect for Fate Seeded, which is why Rezo needs to get a multi-target epicenter.
Yeah, or if you just want to play it safe, hit him with a false promise and just start spamming heals on him, right? on the RDO TB. As soon as that E-Blade, as soon as you hear that E-Blade sound,
100%,
you can
yeah.
kind of just cast the strong.
Yeah, but that's why it's very important for your heroes that can kill the backline, which is sanking really, or not kill, just stun him.
Just stun, interrupt,
Exactly.
silence,
Do
anything.
whatever it is so the Oracle can't move, because it doesn't take that long for them to burst him. That's why the point is burst, right? 2.5 seconds stun is enough.
He's gonna take Burrow Strike here with the Ags form.
Okay, that's what we expected, right?
Dire's top
I just don't understand why this is so valuable when you have Puck and team.
I mean,
It's good. I'm not denying it. I don't think it's the greatest thing.
yeah, I see your point.
So why doesn't he take the caustic fight now?
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I don't know. Maybe it's like the Rubik thing where she's built in.
I'll take your
I think not take the movement.
I don't know.
Or does it show the passive?
I don't. It usually doesn't show passives. Not for Rubik. No, it doesn't show.
But he still has it.
Yeah.
Oh.
As long as Sand King has it.
Radiant's courier has been
Right.
courier
That's
has
the
been
thing. That's like
Dire's
it's the same thing with like a Rubik and any aftershock spell, right? You don't steal aftershock because you can't.
True, but you still have it.
But you still have it. Yeah. That's again, Dota is a rule of exception, so maybe this is another one of those.
Game of exception.
Dota's a game of exceptions. Thank you very much. And well, Beastmaster pushing your tier 2 towers along with the mirror image illusions or the conjure image illusions. That's no exception either. Towers going down very quickly. So taking just a lick of damage out from the last word.
The best thing is the last one reveals his position, and the TV's like, wait, should we go on this?
Well, I mean, you say that as if the sandstorm doesn't also reveal his position, but
Well, no, like
I know
exactly
it's exactly.
within the
Yeah.
sandstorm. But at the same time, I say that as if Necro doesn't see him.
Good point.
Which is another point.
Good
to
point.
be
Yeah,
made.
that's probably the best point. Yeah.
To just walk in true sight. I guess we shouldn't kill Rezo. The game is going decently for bait though right now. I think they're pretty confident.
Big item here for Duster.
Actually, huge item. Because Blink Dagger is also great for avoiding projectiles. So it disjoints the whole blade that have to strike combo.
Yeah. Not only that, he's probably just going to stand. You know, eventually when they set up for a high ground push, we'll probably see Duster like all the way back here or something, just to make sure he's not going to get flanked here. As HellRaisers, they're going to look to set up a flanking maneuver here onto someone. Looks like they're not smoked up, unfortunately, but they're not really going to be in time to contest Roche. RDO now with a couple seconds left of the meta and BKB, but Rezo's going to try Sunray to counter as well, but RDO is going to get the BKB off. Nyx is going to be stunned up here as well. Snap the coil. I believe Dendy now having the BKB. RDO just looking for a target. He's going to choose on to Rezo as there's going to be a great supernova. That's going to force Lil and Nyx away as now Maiden is still going to be leashed up by the coil. Kuman in a lot of trouble, actually getting stunned by the supernova. Looking to run now as Nyx still with a little bit left here of this Exo. Looking to do a little bit more damage, but yeah, I think they're just going to go for Nyx instead. Rezo's bought back though. He's here, and there's going to be the Serpent Wards placed onto RDO. He's able to free himself very quickly as Rezo and Kuman both now will find the kill onto Dendy. They're looking for more. E-Blade combo. They find Sexy Fat, and they even get the Phoenix.
Well, that's why you pick Ags.
Woo. Yeah, it's damn good.
Yeah, take it back, dude. The extra stun is so much more value. It's not so much of the mobility, it's the 2.2 second stun, which is just ridiculous with the combination of the burst strike.
And the mobility is super nice for the Morphling
I mean, yeah,
too.
the mobility is great, of course, but what I was saying is him compared to the Puck. Like, why would you pick the Sanking over the Puck, even though they both have similar mobilities, and one has more burst damage, because Sanking carries a huge stun with them.
Yeah, that's the concern here this game. They got a bunch of good ways to cancel the shackles. Hex is great this game from Shaman, and I think he knows I'm just here to hex.
Yeah.
If I can hex Dendy, if I can hex RDO, we've got the follow-up stuns, especially thanks to the Sags now on the Morphling to be able to chain stun him and kill him.
I mean, have you not seen that actually a lot of people are picking Shaman or Lion as well, because Liquid and not Enigma, sorry, and Secret are both picking Lion as well as a response to the Puck. So anyone is just picking Hexes as a Puck, and I think it's been quite
That's
effective.
great.
And you can notice this very easily because they'll go Puck first pick, and you go Lion second pick, and there's no reason why you're picking Lion second pick unless it's the Puck.
Yeah, you just really, you're looking for that insta-hex, that instant sort of lockdown, because as
That's
soon
like
as...
Kuroki plays in 5.
Yeah, as soon as you have it, like I said, any follow-up is it's trivial, unless they like have a haste rune or something like that. But
of course, well, yeah, but you know, at this point, there's things that you can do, like for example, save the Puck with a false promise, sure. But the point is that it's a nice little counter, and it's not like Hex is your ultimate, though it seems like it in many cases.
well, yeah, but then there are of course games where you get Ags Refresher Shaman.
There's a kill in the middle lane.
Yeah.
No Ags though.
No Ags. I was incorrect. I'm not sure what stunned Nyx then, because he was stunned through magic immunity. Supernova. Okay.
Supernova. I don't know. I think the last fight. What? Cool man. Just TP'd here.
Madman.
Yeah, you madman. Okay, so I think the last fight made Bait realize that they can't just take fights quite yet for free. The Sand King Ags or the Morphling Ags. Sorry, was a. Again, thank you for shutting us up. You know, as I said, you know, I'm glad to Tanking Axe worked, or Morphling Axe worked well. And now the TB needs like one more item or so he can really beat the Morph, because he's struggling to deal enough. Scotty's great to prevent his healing, but you're not dealing enough damage even when he's full HP.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Scotty, of course, does work against the Morphling.
But it's not like Spirit Vessel where you deal percentage damage, right?
No, it's not. You just reduce the healing, which is still good, because instead of a 20 heal per tick, it's a 15 heal, I think. Oh, so it's a little bit more. 8. Yeah, 12 compared to the 20. So yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's good. Yeah,
that's per tick of strength, guys.
Yes, per tick of strength. Yeah, it's an effective heal if you're doing it ultra efficiently on the Morphling, right? It's a little bit different if you're, whatever. But you can think of it that way. It's for the Morphling maths. But
as an NA cast,
for that same reason, I actually do really like the Drow Shard against some Hypothermia is fantastic, right? So good.
Yeah, me too. I'm surprised I never pick it up. But anyway, at the end of this game, they didn't go for Vessels precisely because of this, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like, they knew that Kuhlin was going to be showing up to fights earlier on. RDO, when he was going to show up in skirmish, like, it's either you need the Vessel because RDO is going to be dealing high damage, but over time, or you're going to burst him down because you catch him off guard with a Dream Coil Waning Rift combo, right? And neither of those scenarios is really going to be very useful at having the having that Vessel. So I think it's fine. It's good moves from Bait. They don't want to really fight like that in the early game, so they don't itemize for it either. That means Duster, he doesn't... whoa. They missed.
Oh my god, Dendy, you cut all the trees in the coil, dude. Those trees will never get away.
Indeed. Taking a second there just to refresh.
Really stick it in.
Yeah, really.
What's become like? They made a documentary.
They did. They did.
I wasn't supposed to be the stay in the trees.
Who's the original True Sight? That's right.
That was one of
under attack.
Still to this day.
That one too.
Dire are scared.
Oh,
I see.
It is.
If you, everyone that throws hate to Dendy, I recommend you watch that movie and then you love it. They do got Vessel.
We do have a Vessel.
I mean, it makes sense because there's no offensive dispel.
Yeah, I mean, for Phoenix, what else are you going to buy this game, really?
But obviously, you see that they did rush, like, there wasn't like a rush at TV still wanted Scotty first.
So they've timed Aegis for sure, so they know what's coming.
Oh, they have Ags and Puck now.
That is huge.
Because Morphling has BKB, right? The exact timing that you wanted on Dendy.
Yeah, pretty much, actually. There's no like, oh, I want it by 25 minutes. I want it by 40. You want it as soon as...
the main core in the main team, or the win condition gets BKB.
Has BKB, that's exactly right. You want
Unless it's Jug or Lifestealer.
Unless it's Jug or Lifestealer, yeah, then it's always good. You want to spawn with it, pretty much. But good positioning here from Bait, because they're just going to hold the enemy triangle. HellRaisers, even though it's their own half the map, they know that pushing up the high ground like that is just a very risky maneuver. One that they're not going to be undertaking here, and they are going to lose their tier 2 bottom. Final outer tower, so from here, Bait can only go high ground.
These kind of plays, by the way, are the plays that I categorize, or I think makes them so good at late game, right? You go into push a tower, right, for all around the triangle, separated to catch smokes, to stop any counter initiations. They're always prepared for the... I don't know if it's because they've been playing in SA servers until now, but they've already prepared for like the worst possible plan that the HellRaisers can bring at them. That's what makes them so solid in late game, because they rarely make these kind of mistakes where you go, oh, you should have thought of that. They don't. They actually think of all the possible... Of course, this makes them a bit of... I think it's called analysis paralysis, right? Where you like are thinking of too many things and you don't end up taking any action, right? Because you are too afraid of the potential. And this is one of the issues why Bait struggles a bit in the... Sometimes they struggle from that, but it does make them a really solid. And we're getting to that point, so we get to see Bait in their best position.
We are, and I think a lot of people would probably see this 8k net worth lead and the experience in favor of HellRaisers and go, what are you talking about? They're clearly losing this game. No, because they still got good farm on RDO. You got a Morphling who's basically the fattest person on the entire map. And it's a 4 Protect 1, and here they go, but Rezo's going to get the initial jump onto RDO. Lildo jumping right back in on the Dendy, but Rezo forced off the BKB. Yeah, he's just dead instantly. RDO's got way too much damage, especially with the Daedalus. Skuman will be able to TP out for free. They're chasing for more, and they're going to find Lil. He's going to be silenced up, hit with the Vessel. Sunray, that's a lot of percentage-based damage. He will drop to the right clicks from TSA. Alrighty, not bad. RDO's got a lot of money in the bank. Saving up for, because I suspect he can get us something a little bit more than that Tome of Knocked Up.
think so?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a really expensive book, though.
It is. That's,
You try to buy the ebook, it's a hardcover.
that's like when you see like Oprah or Bill Gates be like, how much is a banana? And he's like, I don't know, 20 bucks.
Oh, Bill.
That's what this RDO. Oh, Bill, you're one of the good ones, but you're close.
That's actually a really famous question. We in our presidential debates, they always ask the president.
Radiant.
And there was one president that was really out of touch with the reality. He's like, like a coffee shop? They go, yeah, like a bar. €20? They go, I remember hearing that and thinking, have I been, where do you buy coffee, dude?
It's the X. Okay, he's fully bought out for the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. I mean, I think the Terror Wave is necessary. I think this time is more for the fear than the second meta, to be honest. Because the fear is super value, but of course getting second meta is great. And what the Aghanims does as well is give you a really nice little... the dipping your toe in the water kind of initiation, right? Where they're going at you, you go, oh, I really want to initiate on this, but like, I don't know if it's the right one.
It's not worth the full commitment, especially because they're very mobile here on their important cores, right? DP with the Exo move speed buff.
Yes.
Of course, Morphling with Sanking, they can just kind of run together and elope by just running through trees and burrow striking up and down hills. So yeah, I agree with you actually. I think that's one of the biggest strengths of Terror Wave is it gives you that sort of in-between of, well, I want to make it scary for them if they show up and fight, but I also recognize that we just can't catch them without an amazing coil from Dendi. In that case, I'm just going to use my whole meta. So I think that's really great because HellRaisers, they don't want to fight in the meta. They're more bursty, especially here with the Morphling shotgun build. As well, they're going to smoke up again, but just for the third time now, they're going to be a little bit too late. It's going to be Aegis now for TB. We have got an Aghanim shard actually for TSA. Sorry, the Aghanim's Blessing.
Apparently they do. RDO just like charging into the main. I don't know if you're the one leading this. They just revealed the smoke, but of course they don't know where they are. Okay, the Terror Wave used. That's pretty good against Resto, but in comes Kuman with the BKB. With the Dream Coil for Kuman, they do get him with the Dream Coil. That should be maybe enough to kill him. The Supernova will not pop, but they will manage to kill Kuman regardless. And now Vanscore trying to dance here. Yule Scepter gonna cancel that freezing field immediately. They even stop the DP. Everyone's dead at this rate. They're gonna team wipe him unless Nyx activates his BKB, and now RDO is in a pickle. No, the false promise guarantees him, and he even murders the Oracle with a Sunder. Thank God the Oracle was prepared for that. They end up killing the DP, and they end up murdering the Morphling and Sanking super early. Beautiful Dream Coil by Dendi, and that's the power of the Aghanim.
Really good stuff. And
Dendi won that team fight, dude.
And I mean, it sucks to say something like this, but this 4,000 gold item, which usually can win you games, that Rezo's picked up being the BKB, is just not doing anything for him this game. He just dies just as quick as if it wasn't there, because RDO's got way too much physical damage, and straight up to the high ground they go. They're going to at least be able to outlast the initial metamorphosis here, but Lil is the only one left alive to try and defend this one. And that's not looking like too hopeful of a scenario to be in here to the HellRaisers. Fantastic fight from Bait. Kuman jumps in. But unfortunately, RDO has got way too much survivability, and that was always the big question, right? Yes, you may be able to kill RDO here with... Thank you, Duster, says RDO. But
Duster is healing you the whole game, and all you do is keep taking his HP.
I mean, honestly, what RDO is doing is actually kind of the most efficient, because it's better for Duster to just heal himself up with the Purifying Flames.
Oh, he has Tranquil as well. Yeah,
because Oracle, he does have mana problems.
Terror Wave,
that's a neat little combo.
Yeah, that's going to guarantee a super long stun with the eyes. I think it's like 5 seconds.
It's up there. 8 second? No, that's...
Break 4.5, I saw it.
That's 2 lanes of Barracks just for that. Rezo's going to try and keep them away from the melee Barracks. RDO.
Now the Conjure image is too strong, but Rezo's struggling.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Sanking didn't seem to have good impact this game at all, to be honest. It wasn't a Sanking game. I don't think it was that bad a pick, but I think your laning was awful. You couldn't...
Yeah, I agree. And again, like you were saying, I did see a Morphling that could kill a TB pretty much full to 0 using this spell combination with the additional stun. Maybe it's possible. But just no one's controlling Duster. I mean, either he's just completely in a great position or he's too far away, blinking in when they need him. But like, I wouldn't even say that fight that they needed, per se, the false promise, right? I think they maybe could have gotten away with it, but why risk it, of course? Why risk it? There's no point. You don't get extra, like you don't get the 2-0 if you don't use false promise once on your TB or anything, right? The win's worth just as much.
Can you imagine the admin comes in? Well, since Duster didn't use false promise at all, guys, this is...
So, I mean, that's really the issue with this draft, and now we've even got more items. The RDO, we've got now Lotus Orb here, a great defensive item here, especially versus the Morphling for the RDO. Yeah, I mean, everything really is for RDO.
That's the RDO.
The
Again,
RDO.
propriety as a
The.
true noble.
Oh, look at this.
You're not gonna consume it. It's actually a huge. I think it's not.
And a night vision. I mean, 400 night vision's not bad.
No, I don't disagree, but I'm just saying it's not night anymore for like 15 seconds.
Everyone always forgets about night vision.
Because nobody cares.
Oh.
Whenever you want to peek at night, it's not my business. They do give him Lotus Orb already for RDO. That's going to be no more first strike initiations.
Oh no, Kuman? Okay, he's got buyback.
that's it.
He's got buyback.
Yeah, it's true, but he has to use it immediately or your Rex will fall. But your Rex will fall regardless, it seems like. They do close an RDO with those Nyx. Nyx comes out from behind, and he's hoping to get some kills on the support. Thanks to the Senki Bar Strike, they might be able to. They charge the Epicenter as well. But the Super
they pull him in.
used. They pulled him in. I don't know if that's going to work out, though. They're going to lose 2 heroes immediately. The 2 supports die, hugging each other. Dendi has the A on this, but he has been silenced. Even with the A on this, he might not be able to get away. He has no more Illusory Orb, and just trying to perpetually keep him in place as they murder RDO, a standing tower. Everyone in Bait will die except for Sexy Fat, who will be capable of making it out alive.
I don't know. I think you spoke a little bit too soon. Kuman, he's got eyes for Sexy Fat here, and he is going to connect that stun. He even gets pushed back, and now Sexy Fat looking to try and run. They cancel his TP. Here's the Shaman, just in case he thought he was going to escape. Kuman's going to hit him with the shotgun blast, and he's down for the count. He says, hey, remember when you tipped me when I baited you guys into fight like that? And that's exactly what that was. Great play from Kuman. I was questioning it at first as well, but immediately he jumps in, and he does spook RDO. RDO pops his BKB.
Yep.
Pops his BKB.
That was brutal. HellRaisers absolutely with them there. What a great initiation by Nyx, particularly cutting the line. And Nyx and Rezo really showed up there, right? Finally, Nyx is tanky enough to actually cut the line, and then Rezo can actually follow up. We don't have buybacks on Dendi or RDO. Oh, we don't have buybacks on Dendi or RDO.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think if had they known, HellRaisers probably could just go straight for throne here. In fact, they just might.
They're realizing there's no way they're not buying back.
Yeah,
well, they're just gonna go for Mega.
No, they
it's
want
too
the Megas.
easy, though.
I mean, you do have the DD rune, so
Yeah, why don't
they
have
have to know, especially for that fortify. They have to know, but it's too late by this point. It's too late to go for tier 4s.
It is a huge blunder, though. Do you think Mega creeps off this, dude? I think the game might just be over. Yeah, some Mega creep push. TB is not the greatest hero at pushing it.
DD rune has expired here for Kuman, but so have just about every single building in the game for Bait, as they're going to lose not just one, not just 2, but 3 lanes of barracks here after the phenomenal fight from the HellRaisers. He's going to get the blink out, uses the BKB. He's okay if he wants to die, but he doesn't want to, so he's going to TP away. And now we're going to get some tier 4s to drop in, as now Mega Creep's coming away towards Bait, who might just go for the GG push down mid by the looks of it.
I mean, you have no other option. I can't talk about the consistency of Bait. I have to always prepare for the bad situation. How would you not say for buyback in a game that gets some more?
We've seen that quite a bit in the lower division, haven't we? We saw it yesterday. We saw it in a different HellRaisers game, as I imagine, as I recall, rather.
Yeah, I think, or it was a late buyback. Bait also committed ones where they actually buyback for the bought back up for the.
Well, they can equalize for the Megas here, and that's what they're going to try and do.
Gonna be Megas versus Megas game?
Oh.
Okay. Alright, I'm ready for this.
We do have 2 buybacks
If
here.
there's ever a region that's gonna have Megas as Megas, it's gotta be this one.
RDO,
No,
he just wants
good
it.
tearaway.
He wants it.
No, but the cliff stops him. RDO, you gotta get back. You gotta get back before they punish you a second time. You still don't have buyback. They walk in. DP again, cutting the line. They stop RDO. They've shackled him perpetually. They gotta cancel the shackles with this BKB. I'm
the false promise just in time.
The false promise. RDO Sunders in time as well. They've killed Duster though. Sexy Fat as well. The Supernova can break it in time. They don't seem to want to. They just go for RDO, and he's going to die. The damage, even with false promise, is too much. TSA also caught out. Supernova just useless, and they actually missed him because he is just not big enough. HellRaisers will proceed to get another 4-man wipe. Yes, they don't have they just lost all their racks, which means it's Megas versus Megas, but Bait decided to, well, just throw their face into the high ground.
They did. Luckily enough for them, they got it just before the creeps spawned in.
Yes.
So it is at least, they've got Megas coming out. So it's not just a free game here for the HellRaisers. That can always be quite impactful depending on when you actually demolish that Iceland barracks. RDO, he was just like, I'm here to do one thing, and that is to destroy your structures. But Bait, I don't know if they can do it. They get the Megas to equalize with the Megas in the base already for the HellRaisers, and they're going straight for tier 4s. They know that there's no fortify. They didn't probably know there's no buyback here on RDO. Dendi, he's going to have the coil back up in 5 with a false promise to support him in a further 5 seconds. Oh, it's so risky. HellRaisers, I don't think they want to risk it.
I don't know. I think you could just try. You don't have Exo, but you have a Morphling, right? Yeah, there we go. Morphling walks in. Oh, can you kill Dendi with that? No, it doesn't.
Wow.
Sorry, that was a Morphling. Oh, Dream Call at the 2. He actually deals so much damage. He's just gonna kill Rezo alone. Dendi, here comes to save the day. 9 more seconds for the TB. Dendi.
Throne exposed though.
Didn't kill Rezo.
Kuman, I think he's gonna end it. He's just gonna go to the other side. That's gonna be it. Unbelievable. HellRaisers.
They actually take this. They take this late game against a solid TB. They punish the lack of buybacks on bait twice in a row. Guys, if this is not a PSA to save for buybacks, I don't know what is. In your pub, save for buybacks. Do not let this happen to you. 40 minutes in, you should...
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Never sit in my bed. Completely naked. Completely naked, I'm laying on it. So.
10
How does that make any sense?
remaining.
It's warm, you sleep.
Dire team pick.
It's
Dire
too warm.
team pick.
How's there too warm for naked?
Because then I sweat too much.
Wearing clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, some clothes do really good to wick body heat away from your body.
Clothes don't do good. Superman.
Yeah, well, I'm going to throw you down a well. How about that?
10 seconds remaining.
That's pretty bad as far as I can tell.
Yeah? You wanna be thrown down a well?
Yeah, it's really hard
5
sell.
seconds.
Oh.
Radiant team pick.
I'm gonna ring your head like a bell. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello!
Hello, welcome back. We're in the Eastern European DPC League, the lower division, because it's lower division day.
Lower division day. Woo!
Lower division day.
That's what we're doing, and that's a thing now. Of course it is. HellRaisers, they took game number 1. No buyback on RDO. No buyback actually on any of the cores, to be honest, from
Why
Bait.
is buyback full? Is your life really worth money?
Dire team pick.
Yes, it is.
Dire
Yeah,
team
I mean, I would
You
say
should totally save for buyback.
in the game of Dota 2, it certainly
40,
is.
40 minutes in, yes, please save for buyback. Don't buy another moonshot.
I mean, that night vision really was coming in clutch there for RDO, wasn't it? Though?
That was my favorite. Someone commented in the chat that was like, oh, I mean, buyback was good, but thank God they got the night vision.
Well, we are going to pull in here for our draft for game number 2. Guys, thanks for tuning in. That's now just getting underway.
remaining.
We'll take a look here. Bait.
Also, the problem is that if Puck decides not to have buyback, which is already questionable, right? Win condition. Giving it so much. You gotta give him the chance.
That's true, but I think this is like I brought it up earlier at some point. I don't know. In a 4 protect 1, it's not just making sure that the 1 is uber farmed and has everything. You also need the items on the other. Right? Like
Yeah,
Dendy,
yeah.
he needed an ag, right? Dendy with an ag,
That's true.
he's not killing people with it. He's letting RDO kill people with it. Blink dagger for Duster, right? So it's like I get your point as well, but does RDO alone versus 5 without BKB, without meta, without Terror Wave, he might as well just be dead anyway, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, especially against heroes like TP. Well, like if you kill their teammate,
Oh, like a
Usually
Bristle, a
they're very
Timber.
weak.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they're very weak when they've had to fight 5 on. Everyone's like, I'm gonna 1v5 this enemy team, but the reality is you're not gonna do that.
No, no one really does that in Dota. That is very rarely the case, which is why scenarios that are actually 1v5s are incredible.
Like that our team.
I was actually thinking the exact same one.
Of course, I know
because
you were.
because
You NA boy.
everyone else was dead.
10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I'm an NA boy. That's true. Everyone else was dead, and RTZ's like, oh, what the fuck? I guess I'll just get a rampage. I don't know, RTZ's.
I mean, what I loved about it is that you can even tell in the clip that he just was hitting because like I might as well. Like, I'm gonna die anyways.
And then he's like, oh wait, I'm killing them. He's great. I love RTZ.
right.
When's the next stream?
Bait starts with Shadow Shaman Puck. HellRaisers goes for DPK. That Puck got countered. That Puck got heavy countered by that DK. Really, really solid. Kind of afraid for Dendy this game. The lane, of course, is very difficult for the...
Seconds remaining.
Not because you... I mean, honestly, the lane is not as bad as some people put it. It's just that Puck doesn't do anything. Okay, so it's not up to you to win that lane. Yeah, you can have the greatest lane control in the world. You can be amazing at last hitting with Puck, and DK will still have an advantage because his attack animation is amazing. The Breathe Fire is great at reducing damage.
Yep.
And then, of course, you also have the Dragon Tail in the mid game, which is a great way to set up against the Puck. As long as you're not in Dragon form, Dragon Tail will hit him 100%. You're in Dragon form, it's a projectile, so it's a bit different. So, I like this start a lot by HellRaisers. They punish the Puck pickup. Though I think Shadow Shaman's pretty decent against D. Because you can just shackle him, right?
Yeah, I agree completely with you, actually. I think, the shackles are amazing because he's a hero that the whole reason he doesn't mind like laning against Puck is usually Puck hits level 6, drops a coil, and kills someone just with lots of damage over time. DK at that stage, he's going to have at least 2 points of the Dragon's Blood, which is like armor, a bunch of regen. Puck cannot kill him with Breathe Fire as well, makes it more difficult.
Yes.
But if you shackle him down, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want.
You just want to stop him. Because you just want to not have to deal with him at the beginning of the team fight.
Because DK, he's not exactly that type of hero like a Dusa, where like you really and most drafts you don't really depend on him for the damage in your fights. Most of the time it's for your objective push and that initial 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 Dragon Tail Stones, which are huge. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but you're not really looking for him. It's not the same thing as locking down a Dusa, where if a Dusa is being shackled, #1 priority in that fight is get that shaman off of that Dusa.
And now in the Puck versus DK matchup, if you're a smart Puck player, you go, well, I mean, I can't DK, so I'm just going to go to other lanes. But haha, DK wants you to do that because then he just turns Dragon Form on and pushes your mid lane tower, which is of course the most valuable tower. And there are very few heroes that can deal with a DK push, because as opposed to like say the Exorcism, DP's push, where she has to be near the tower, she has to kind of put her ghost close to it, she can't have too many units nearby. DK just pops the dragon, hits it once, backs out, lets the poison do its thing, hits it again, and does this perpetually. And the only way you can solve this is killing the DK, but then you're trying to kill the DK, which is already the problem from the get.
Yeah, so we're going to need a Vessel. Another Phoenix here is not looking to... Oh, it's banned already, of course, by HellRaisers. They also quite wisely ban out the AA.
And the Earthshaker, thank God.
Which is really strong. The AA, that is, against both the DP, the DK, and perhaps you're threatening for another Morphling game. It's not out of the question.
The Timber's also so good for... Oh, you ban the Tide, maybe, you know. That's an odder ban, but I do get the Timbersaw Tide because they're the best, they're the tankiest offlaner now, also some of the more popular ones, and they're great at deterring this push. So if a DK, for example, wants to solo push the mid lane, what you do is Puck goes wherever, gets ganks, and you move your offlaner there. Your 4 kind of saps experience top lane, and that way your offlaner can he can always stop the push from DK, push him out, and make sure. Okay, Wraith King's a good idea. This makes sense with the Tide ban, because yeah, Ravage seemed not that great against the Wraith King, but Anchor Smash is, and Wraith King is not the hero with the most mobility, so hitting it with Anchor Smash is not that hard. That's why it was a really good ban.
Yeah, it deals well with the skeleton push as well, which really helps. I mean, not that you need any more push realistically from HellRaisers, because you already have Elder Dragon as well as DP meta, or not meta, but you know what I mean. Speaking of meta, they're gonna go back to it. I really like this playstyle though. HellRaisers, they're like, we don't care, RDO. You can play whoever you want. We are going to take out your space makers.
He goes, you say whoever I want. TB.
Pick with TB. Hold on, RDO. We just lost the game. Hold on. We're not even in the draft yet. TB. But I really like this move. Like, this is something that Winter actually taught me, is especially because back then it was like Spectre, Sven, you know, like 4 Protect 1 was the big thing. And it was like, no, if you can kill the space makers, Spectre or Sven or whoever at TB in this scenario, they're not going to be a problem in the first game. We do see RDO making some really good rotations with his team. And there's the Lion to counter the Puck. You were talking about it earlier. We see it in EU, and we're going to see it here in Eastern EU. And
you see it in Western EU. Stop calling the EU.
That's why I specified we're going to see it in Eastern EU. Yeah. But yeah, I think I like this a lot from HellRaisers. They're going, no, we're just going to... I still like the Lion version, of course, manager in illusions. And
because they're not strong illusions, right?
They're not. No, they're just regular
So does Hex,
illusions.
by the way.
So does Hex, but I think Hex this game is reserved for Dendy, right?
And then Finger of Death is brutal against TB, which is fantastic. You have a great amount of stuns in general. Like, DK initiates, you have so much follow-up, you know, Wraith Fire Blast, the Earth Spike, Hex, the silence from DP.
Yeah, even a silence to follow-up can be really punishing.
And in this case, the Lion is going to be played, I want to say, as a 4 rather than a 5, because I'm assuming DP is based on the line. They could still run DP3, but this is more what it's looking. And if that's the case, then we won't see a Lion like Enigma plays it, official 5. But it actually is going to be a Lion like Secret plays it, which we actually saw recently them playing on Yabzor. By the way, incredible. It was a really, really good game against a Lion. And the great thing about that Lion is that the Lion can take much more advantage of the death, which is definitely your biggest tool. Yeah, Mod Drain is good for illusions, but as the game progresses, you need to kill the real TB, and Finger of Death is your biggest tool, right? So you're getting a Blink Dagger. We actually saw Yapster going for Shadow Blade to surprise with Finger of Death kills. It's really, really solid.
It's the, what do I build on Lion? Whatever I need to get the finger off sort of approach.
It's like the Doom approach. And in this case, because TB dies to pretty much a single finger plus follow-up, it's not that hard to... It's really an optimal build to do so.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I think that'd be wise. Shadowblade, again, it's a weird one, but for the supports, it's quite an invaluable tool. What is it, like 14 seconds of phased movement and invis? Yeah, it's great, especially because you're not really going to be expecting. I don't really like it this game, of course, because you can almost always expect during a serious attempt to have Necro 3s ready to go or already deployed, right? So then Lion's just kind of easy pickings. But I think that's important to bring up because it's something maybe late game we'll see. Who knows?
We'll see. The Chen banned by bait. Okay. Interesting. So they don't know if HellRaisers can run the DP3 or DP5. Makes sense, honestly. DP3 is not that awful against TB. The only problem with DP3 is that a good TB can push our lane because you just meta when she has Spirit Siphon charges, and then when she's out of charges, you can do fine. So I would much rather see DP5. But for bait, they do need a 5, unless Dust's going to be playing the puck, which he has done before, by the way.
That's right.
And honestly, why not, right? I think it's actually a good idea. You pick Duster puck if you actually can. He did do it back when it Midas, so it's been a while since I've seen.
They don't have last pick for bait though, so that could really backfire on them.
What are you gonna flex the DK?
You can flex the DP, probably the DK. I would say.
What I'm thinking here is you go for like Monkey.
Okay.
I don't know if Dendy plays it though. I don't
know either. I don't know. Yeah, because another big Dendy hero I'm thinking that's not banned is currently Mars, but I think that suffers much.
No, he's banned.
Oh yes, thank you very much.
5 seconds.
No, I mean, go Zeus, for example, another hero just decent. Similar issues against the DK mid lane.
I guess I wouldn't. I mean, it's good wave clear, which you kind of are, not really with the mid.
Okay.
So they are going to try and flex it.
Nice. I like it. Banner is also good against DK. He's not as good against DP. I think as HellRaisers, still don't want to just force it. And you could actually just pick another mid laner here
10 seconds
and just run DP5 DK. But DK is gonna suck no matter what. PB is not.
Remaining.
And if you want a mid laner against Bat, honestly, this game is not a bad queen. But then you flex the puck mid. Ooh, this is very spicy actually. Because if you pick a Queen of Pain here to beat the Bat, which is more of the most, I want to say traditional, but the most common counter to Bat, because she them to the shadow strikes, then the puck can be flexed mid, which beats the Queen of Pain. But then if you do that, then the DK can go there again, right? And Queen of Pain can go off lane, which is fine as well. It's very interesting draft, and it's gonna be a nice little last pick, and HellRaisers make a tough choice here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious to see what they're gonna want to go for. Like you pointed out, a couple of different ways they could take it. Maybe we'll see a Lion mid. Doubt it.
No, it's not my SEA pups, dude. I don't know what the right choice is here for HellRaisers, because I think flexing an offlaner mid. I guess Rezo. I mean, Rezo did use.
Coming down to the wire, though. 10 seconds to go for HellRaisers. Looking for a 2-0 win here to extend their win rates as well versus
Void Spirit. Okay, so a good hero against Puck. Sucks against Bat. Odd. So Rez will be playing offlane Dragon Knight. Mid, you just put Bat and you... That was a read. I know that some people will say Void Spirit beats Bat, but statistics and a lot of other pros say that Bat has a pretty beneficial... I care what Intaki says. Player, he doesn't...
He is biased, yeah. And you probably, the Bat Rider players as well, always think they win the matchup, but got the numbers behind them. They need the numbers this time because a loss here, it might be fatal to their DPC. I don't know about second season. I think people are still allowed to requalify from what I've heard.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, the upper division, the Sweden talent, we're talking about it a little bit, and they weren't too certain about it either.
Well,
yeah, so
we got told that we don't have the information. So we don't know if you get relegated to open qualifiers, can you just go for the same qualifiers and re-qualify for done for the season? Which seemed brutal, by the way, because at that point, if I was like a lower division team and I was a bit afraid of like ending bottom 2, I'd just not play for
I will say, though, it looks like no matter what the result is, I think Fate, this roster, this iteration at least, is going to be sticking around. They have registered and accepted an invite for a tournament, which is going to be running concurrently. That's going to be Snow Sweet Snow number 2. Their first match is actually tomorrow. And I will be casting it, yeah, so tune in there to see how they will fare. I think they're going to be versus IPG, so it's a good sort of tester team for them to see if they can, you know, make something work there, because right now it's on the line for Bait, whereas in that tournament they can't afford to sort of play with things a little. As we'll get underway with now game number 2, potentially our final one of the day here for our minor Mondays, even though, or our lower division Mondays is a better way to state that. Duster is going to be playing on the puck. Bat Rider into the mid lane. HellRaisers looking like they're going to make an aggressive move, however. They'll starting off with the boots as well on the line. Position 4 line likes to go with the boots. Does make the lane a little bit easier, but because you're already versus a puck in your lane, it's going to be rather difficult here. Even with the boots, you're still not as mobile as that puck is ever going to be. Starting off as well with the Ring of Protection. I like it. It's going to help versus the Boars. Surprising. No one's going to really be making any aggressive plays so far. Again, HellRaisers, they just want to make sure they can get off to a nice lead here. This is an interesting ward as well. I've seen this river ward over here, generally a little bit closer to the mid game, but getting that one there is an interesting proposition here. I've never seen this one.
Yeah, I don't know what this ward. I mean, I guess it's really hard to deward, and you get your rating on. I guess because your 4 is a Lion, which is not the best hero to rotate. Well, he's okay. He's not as good as Shaman, though, so Bait is a much better 4-minute rotation. So I guess that's why that securing or knowing the rune is not going to be there is very, very... The DK, by the way, lane versus team, biggest fan of. Yeah, you'd think, oh, DK is great against Puck in the mid lane, so DK should be great against Puck in the safe lane, but it's quite the opposite, because you don't get enough levels to deal with his... so you kind of struggle, especially earlier when you get the Dragon. And even when you get Dragon Blood level 2, they can still deal a fair amount of damage. Also, the Puck doesn't have to get last hit, so he can just harass you. Unless you go for Dragon Tail level 1 and you punish Duster for this really cheeky play. That's going to be first blood, or should be, as last hit comes from the DK. Why, Duster?
Yeah, that was a very silly play. I think even a Lion alone. How long is the stun level 1? Yeah, it's pretty close, because what, it's 3 seconds, is it, on the Illusory Orb for the travel time? And they might even get a kill here onto RDO. That's the 2-stun combo here. He's doing quite the number. RDO is going to turn. He just wants his damn CS, and he's going to get a couple. Whether or not going to stay alive for them is a different question, but Duster returning to the lane this time around. Knows he's got 2 stuns. Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. And, oh, wait. Maybe not, though.
No,
Duster...
it's fine. Lil used the stun. There's no way they can kill him realistically.
That's fine. But he keeps going around. I mean, I think Dragon Tail level 1 is actually the right point, because it helps you destabilize the enemy core, and you can like stop him from attacking you or stop him from getting in last. It's pretty good. It's like playing OD in the offlane, right? But until you get Dragon Blood, you can't realistically fight super aggressive.
No. A very common sight here, not seeing any miss last hits, of course, but seeing the Knicks retreated under the tower. Once that number above his head gets closer to like 6 or 7, he's gonna just concede like a couple of last hits uncontested. But Dendi already kind of running out of the mana here, does need that bottle, and of course Knicks having no such concerns. Almost guaranteed a full wand at almost all stages of this lane, thanks to the spam from the Napalm. 10-2 here compared to the 7-2, so decent start for both mid laners. Kuman down bottom is going to be going for the Midas by the looks of it here. At least he's got that one queued up nice and early, so he is going to be going for the ever-favorite classic gloves of Haste, but this time he'll be turning it into something. Just holding it down Van Score for a little bit of extra damage, but Sexy Fat focusing, getting his last hits instead of harassing.
Well, we'll see. Sexy Fat, I think this lane is not too tough for you as the Beastmaster. You can at least, as you say, get last hits. You can harass the Wraith King somewhat, but you know that's not too valuable because Wraith King, of course, also has a lifesteal, right? And plus the crit, then you can heal off whatever damage the boars deal to you. I don't think DP is the greatest hero against the Beastmaster. Like, Cryptstorm, yeah, is good against boars, but you struggle a bit to use Spirit Siphon effectively. And top lane, there's Waning Rift on Duster, so he should... And now we have Dragon Blood, assuming, on Resolution. So now he can actually tank these creeps very easily. There's no Metamorphosis on RD.
Oh, there is, but he's not, I mean, not active anyway. We'll see. He's probably going to use that pretty soon, I'd imagine. I see. Now, he's got a big creep wave pushing, so there's no reason not to, or there's no reason to here. So he's probably going to use it the next time the creep wave pushes back, then when it, you know, starts to reestablish that sort of equilibrium. But bot lane, they've actually rotated Lil down bottom. They want this kill on TSA with the mana drain just to slow him down a little bit more and recover a bit of that mana. Unfortunately, the kill is going to be unsuccessful, and they already feel confident leaving Rezo alone. So RDO with that intel, he's going to pop the meta now, completely zone Rezo away from this lane. See here if they can get more damage done, but Rezo, again, with the now 2 points in Dragon's Blood, he's pretty tanky. He can basically afford to just sit here, and he hasn't even not gotten the Breathe Fire yet as well. It looks like they will be rotating Duster around. This could just be for the 4-minute power rune, but maybe it's for the best for him to go bottom. I'm not sure. I don't really know if you can leave RDO alone in the early levels versus a DK, though. That doesn't really seem like a favorable matchup whenever meta is off cooldown.
Yeah, exactly. DK, that's what I was saying. You know, this matchup, DK can just kind of survive in the lane. He's not going to dive. He's not going to get good last hits, unfortunately, compared to the Beastmaster, who can always do something with his boars. Here, right? There's a fair amount of harassment. The Spirit Huffin does as much as they can against the boars, but 65 has a fair amount of last hits compared to the DK. Now with the Lion rotating, though, they do try to put some more pressure. And Lil, I guess he just decides that since DK's gonna have a bad lane no matter what, you kind of just go and do something elsewhere. Sure, fair enough, as long as the lane is pushed, I don't see it that bad. But Rezo has to be careful. If he makes a single misstep here, he's gonna get hard punished.
He is, yeah. He's level 4 now, so he's now got the 1-1-2 build. Probably going to go for the 1-1-3, I'd imagine, if he wants to get a little bit more CS. Maybe the 2-1-2, but that's going to be up to him. But the levels and the experience, it's coming in. It's really flowing now for Rezo, having had really no lane support here for quite some time. Go, nicely done. Be having a nice little experience advantage as they are going to be contesting for the bottom bounty runes for 2, given the fact that Rezo's gotten his top rune there in the river. Good lane, Dendi.
Trouble, Nyx. Has the second Astral Step, doesn't want to waste it, because if you do it aggressively, then of course you lose. And he actually has won the lane, but judging from what the bits we've seen in this lane has been more because Endy's missed a fair amount of last with his Bat Rider, which is fair. You know, it's not the easiest here to last it up, but the last doesn't really tell the whole story. I think he was kicked out of lane a couple times, and there's been a lot of rotations here coming from Bait to make... Sorry, from HellRaisers to make sure... Particularly from... I think has been doing a really good... That's why TSA is here as well. This mid lane, honestly, I was expecting much more aggression from Dendi, but by the fact that he didn't go for Flame Break, clearly... Void Spirit. 1 point in Flame Break pretty much allows you to actually kill him.
Yeah, speaking of killing, that's going to be the Beastmaster dead, as Sexy Fat will be taken down. They see TSA kind of just sit in mid lane. He's going to get a little bit of a stack off and secure this bottom rune, at least for Dendi. That's going to be very, very nice. DD out of the hands of the Void Spirit. It's a very deadly rune for him. But yeah, I mean, they wanted to go mid, but unfortunately with TSA standing here, even without the point in Hex, he's just too strong at disrupting a gank attempt onto the mid lane. So instead, they're just going to go bottom, get the free kill onto Sexy Fat. It's just too easy with 2 stuns, frankly. I don't think really any hero lives in this tri lane.
No, you're completely right. Especially when the Lion comes down, right? It makes it so that the Sexy Fat's, even with his boars, you know, you can kind of last it somewhat, and you have the Hawk to protect you. I think Sexy Fat is doing a pretty... Look at how defensive he has to play. So
yeah.
Even the tri-lane alone, just the pressure it creates is good enough, and Rezo is surviving a surprising amount. You know, he's kind of untouchable. Did go for the 3 Dragon Blood points, and I don't think RDO can really deal with him. They have no plan either. They could be rotating just Dendi to get a free kill up top, but Dendi's been playing really aggressive in this mid lane, trying to make the Void Spirit suffer.
Yeah,
they've been working too much.
I mean, he forces a rotation by getting 8 stacks there. He forces an Astral Step.
He's done it a couple times to do this exact same thing. But
yeah, and that's great because it relieves pressure. Now TSA and Sexy Fat can get closer to the wave. This is now Necro 1. About 7.5 minutes in. Respectable timing there for the Beastmaster, especially considering he was kind of based in a tri-lane for the latter half of this game. Sunder, though, right at level 6 as they want this kill now onto Rezo. We're going to try, but he's a tanky boy. Duster, though, with the body blocks. The little fairy doing its best.
Oh,
but
nice.
Rezo with the fairy fire, he's going to be able to live very easily. Even had the infused raindrop, so the magic damage out from Puck. Effective.
That was really good body block.
It was.
It's kind of hard to do it with Puck. He's a very small mod. Well done. And
counterplay coming.
yeah, that's going to be Duster dying most likely. I don't think he's too,
he breaks
bad.
the smoke.
Yeah, actually, this is good for them. He breaks the smoke, sees them. They can't TV. late. Nyx lost his opportunity, and that's going to be a failed smoke gank, all thanks to Duster, which they should have assumed that it was still in the high ground, right? That was a bit of an odd gank, or the way they took that gank, right? I think it would have been better if they went for the other staircase. Alright, they catch Spore Shadow Shaman here in the bottom lane. Hex, and they want some sushi. There we go.
Yeah, let's all him. They're going to be able to kill him pretty easily there. Kind of finds himself in a bad spot after he tries to pull the camp, and the Wraith King all of a sudden is behind him, and he goes, oh no, I think I'm going to die. Again, 2 stuns, man. I mean, it works in pubs, it works in pro games. It's just so easy to pick up a kill off of the slightest mistake in position. Top lane, Rezo popping level 6 now, as they already have rotated RDO away from this lane. He doesn't want to be anywhere near this Elder Dragon formed DK, especially without the Metamorphosis active. So he's been booted from the lane around 8 minutes in, not too bad of a timing. Fan score is going to get a free courier here, courtesy of Duster.
I think it's one of the biggest advantages of DK in the off lane. Much like in the mid lane, you can push his tower super consistently. It's so easy as well, as opposed to most other offlaners where you rely on timings or whatever. You just activate this, and as long as you know how to play this, it means you hit it, you get the poison, you reverse the poison, etc. Really easy to push this tower, and this is something that benefits the offlane DK a lot, because pushing the mid lane tower is kind of difficult. Pushing the tier 1 safe lane super low. There's lasso. There's no way, even without the lasso, because they have the shackles there, they guarantee the kill. Duster though could be in a similar position. Nyx even joins in and punishes the puck, and now they can finish pushing this tower, but they will do the same in the bottom lane. No snakes for Shaman though, so it's gonna be Beastmaster's creep.
Yeah, they still have the Beastmaster, as you said, so it's not the fastest slow. It's certainly not as fast as having basically a minute of DK just applying the poison to the tower, but they should be able to get it. I can't imagine that they're going to want to defend, especially knowing that there's probably a Beastmaster Hawk behind the tower now that RDO shows. Absolutely not. It's not worth the risk, so RDO showing up. Again, creating a little bit of space for himself, gets the last hit on the tower. He's going to farm a little bit of his stack here, and probably just farm his way back through his jungle. Or to his jungle, I should say.
Yeah, Dendi coming in. Stopping Kuman for a bit, who doesn't have a reincarnation just yet, but I think he is 6 points.
He's got a point saved.
Yeah, he's got a point. I don't know. I think, honestly, I'm a big fan of the Hector or HFN or actually Epileptic Kid, because they talk to each other. I don't know if you know, but Epileptic Kid and Hector are good friends.
Nightfall.
Nightfall, true. Sorry. Yep, Nightfall. So those builds, they just skip the reincarnation level 1 and just go for another point for extra farming. I think that's a bit better most of the time. The puck will survive, actually.
Oh, good moves from Duster. Yeah.
Very good waiting rift to the high ground. I told you pick Puck 5 and 4. But I'd much rather you just use that point for more farming, and if you die, you die, rather than saying for level 1 reincarnation, which is...
Sorry, I love Rezo. Rezo was like, do I need to go to... Actually, no, I've got a Ring of Health of level 4 Dragon's Blood. I'm going to go this way. There's no way this Bat Rider kills me. I have 27 regen right now.
The sticky napalm was brutal. They killed Duster though in the back lines. Nice to hit the Remnant, but it's going to be caught out with the Primal Roll plus the Hex.
Great move.
Well played there.
Great moves from Bay. I don't even know. They evaded my camera as well. They just wrapped around and get the perfect kill.
That is not very difficult, to be honest.
Well, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is.
I think your camera's allergic to kills.
I've not missed a single kill this game, so I beg to differ.
I won't give you shit for that one.
This guy just sits here and he yells about everything. Sometimes he yells at the game, he yells at the player, but overall he yells at me.
And that's why I'm...
That's true. Okay, but Dendi does have his Boots of Travels already up and running. We don't have too many stacks for him here. Either they were stolen, I don't think they were, but they just didn't really get the time to stack. They needed to have Duster in that top lane trying to slow down the push. They needed TSA down bottom just to make sure that the Beastmaster could get a reasonable timing on his Necro Book. Again, we don't have the point. We do not have the point. Come on, he's taking it.
Don't take the point. Yeah, no, I'd rather he dies. Why would you take the point of reincarnation?
No, I mean, you're exactly right, especially in that scenario there.
Reincarnation level 1 is trash. Do not take reincarnation level 1.
Going to go for the hammer here for Rezo. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a Vanguard and just looking to be tanky as possible, but...
Oh, I have actually... Dragon Tail to hammer very obviously, right? You also hammer to push, so you can push even without Dragon. Gives you a lot more farming potential. Ooh, I love that build. I like me some experimentation. I mean, not really experimentation because we've seen this before.
It's a little bit. It's like
bit experimental.
I'll say it's like still in the experimental build, right? I wouldn't call it bad by any means. It's not like he's building, I don't know, like a Falcon Blade or anything like that, right? That would be like, I don't know about this one, but I agree.
The Meteor.
The Meteor Hammer, yeah, it's delivered. He's gonna have a stun. Dendi, are you ready?
Dendi, are you ready for the... No.
Oh, he's not ready.
Oh, there we go. Yes, the power of the Meteor. And that's 16,000 stuns with a Hex to boot. Did not move. He just... His hands were off the keyboard. Yeah. He was done.
Hey, look at Dendi. He's got, again, positive mentality PMA on this guy. I'll just say that because I couldn't use the real English words for it. Just get hitting him with the voice lines.
It's the only language.
Is under attack.
Yeah, well, you know. I like the move, though. I really like this item because it's a lot
Me
like
too.
having an OD in your off lane in terms of the tempo and the lane pressure.
Yes.
Except that he's like better at all stages of the game.
Yeah, he's also tanky, so he fulfills the offlane traditional role as well.
Yeah, he can build auras pretty reasonably because he's tanky,
I
right?
heard it here first, folks. If you want to die or if you want to build an OD offlane,
Radiant's
build a DK offlane.
I like it just as much, to be honest.
I think
like,
OD's a bit stronger because the save of the Astral is the table, but I think DK is a much better person at fulfilling the traditional offlane.
I see that point. Oh my goodness, big old finger of death onto RDO. They will nuke him down. Nyx is going to find him. They're going to drop the Serpent Wards. That should be a very dead advance score as they are targeting him. Duster dodging the Meteor Hammer as well up from Rezo, who's burning down in the meantime to Dendy with the 5 stacks of Napalm on him. The bait supports are going to get a D ward. They're looking for more of those. The Roar now on to Lil. Should condemn him. Down he goes. 2 kills for Sexy Fat. 1 for 3. They get the kill into RDO, but kills in return, and they might even be able to get a tower here along with the Necro 2 creep now. And they're running for Sexy Fat.
Dendy is a point there.
He was?
Really, really good initiation there.
Radiant's under attack.
What now, Dendy haters?
Well, now, Dendy
No,
haters.
but actually, really, really good initiation. I mean, RDO kind of, he's playing a bit aggressively is the right word because he's playing with the right amount of aggression. The problem is that because you have a Lion this time, you can always be surprised with a finger of death, and there's not much to do about it. So maybe RDO should reserve his rotations. The finger of death is a 3-minute cooldown. Hard to avoid that. Consideration for RDO to play a bit more defensively because the fact that Wraith King is matching in terms of farm, even though he hasn't gotten for a month.
He has not, no. He's instead opted for the Radiance, the more traditional build.
Right. Well, I mean, Midas Radiance is very common, but like I agree, the more traditional build of just straight Radiance is not even here yet, though. So you can't be matching a TB in terms of farm. That shows the TB is not farming all the time. And that shows that Bait will have some trouble as the game progresses.
He's going to be scouted, unfortunately.
Shackles.
Yep, the Shackles follow up. RDO is going to smack the crap out of him and say, hey, remember me? Be a kill there for RDO. He's got the meta as well if he wants to apply some pressure. If they get another kill here, then they just might. Great coil out from Duster, scouting this kill onto Vanscore. And he will go down. And that should trigger, yeah, the meta out from RDO. In response, they're going to get the glyph, but they'll counter-fortify and nuke the wave, and this might be a tier 1. Sorry, make that a tier 2 tower, pardon me. Especially with this Necro 3 already finished up. Yep. Good early game once again from Bait.
Yeah, they surprising, right? It's kind of like they,
I agree.
They out-draft late game, but they've learned to play early mid-game with late-game drafts, which is pretty impressive.
It's really impressive, and more importantly, it's not just impressive, it's crucial for the strategy to work. Because we've said time and time again, specifically 7 times, because this is their 7th game, sorry, their 6th game. And my goodness, it's been the same thing every single time, right? So at least now, sure, they're not trying something different, but they're doing a different approach within the same strategy.
The last bit of the strategy that is lacking is start saving for bots. And then,
and then we're perfect. And then we're a real Dota team.
Whoa, wow. Okay. Throwing shade for free there. Bait as well. I think one of the key points as to why these lines are working, I've got to admit, is Sexy Fat's Peacemaster. I think this man has a ridiculous amount of space.
He does.
He plays both the roles of Broodmother Light, where you push a bunch, but he also plays the role of Initiator pretty hardcore, right? And he takes a lot of towers, but also gets easy kills. Of course, RDO's Terrorblade, also much more safe than his Medusa. I think he's really solid at that, so that helps him out. But that's why Bait, I think, has been having more success. However, HellRaisers is not out of this yet. They haven't even reached the window of opportunity because Wraith King is now starting to come online. Not really. Usually it's Radiance plus 1 or even 2 items, but Radiance allows him to farm at the same rate as Terrorblade or around. And Nyx also just recently got his Ags, so that's...
Yeah, big items coming through indeed. Aether Lens completed very soon for the line, in fact, just about now. So they might just smoke off the back of these 3 big items. Rezo, he's real close to his Blink Dagger on top of that, although can't come his way. It's going to be Dendy. Duster looking to support him as well. Dendy with the DD rune. They're going to turn, land a stun onto 1. Kuman is here with the Radiance Burn. They're going to know because that Radiance Burn as well. Silence on the 2, but they've already got the stun on the Dendy. Now the double silence into the 8th. The Remnant. Nyx is here to turn the fight. And, wow, Duster, he's not going to dodge the mark damage, but he's going to live a little bit longer, force them into the trees. But Kuman with the Radiance Burn is going to get it, or the big old dragon is going to kill the little old fairy.
That's like one of the scenes in Mice and Men, you know? Dendy, the puck is just looking away. He doesn't want to see the last hit. He just want to be shot right through the head.
I don't know that reference. I've not read the book.
It's, they do it to a dog.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
The dog is too old. More than the dog, but I don't want to spoil it. Great book, by the way. Time makes a god.
That's kind of already a spoiler.
So it's a 200-year-old book. It's 150 years old, okay?
There's 3 characters in that book. A man, a dog, and another man. And he shoots another person, but I won't tell you who.
There's a lot more characters than that in the book. It's actually a wonderful book. I recommend. If you're American, you should read it. I'm not American. I read it and I loved it. Anyway,
Good times.
Necronomicon, talking about books. Sexy Fed finally completed level 3. He's now building the BKB.
He's had it for a while.
Yeah, I know, but I had to make the transition. The BKB is going to be his next item. No Blink Dagger this time for the Sexy
They
Fed.
might look for more, actually. Dendy rotating in on the Necro Illusion.
Yeah, the use of the Boots of Travel there. Resolution could be in trouble. Nice Dragon Tail, though. Could they set up for Dendy? No, it's only position 5 DP. I got too excited because I heard the ghosts, but in the end, Rezo, he's going to fall. Not much mobility on DK. If you get caught out in a bad position, you're just done for. And similarly, Vanscore regrets his choice to help Rezo. Should have left immediately.
Yeah, Halloween is Alvaro's favorite time of the year because he loves going into the haunted houses. He stands in the lines and he hears woo, and he gets super excited, as you said.
Oh, yeah, because I get excited.
You get excited when you hear ghosts.
Yeah. Flat, Richie.
Oh, because our flat is haunted? Yeah. Is that why? Yeah. All right.
What do you think I leave the rice cooker on at night?
Yeah, I do.
The Terrorblade is going to proceed to push this Roshan now. Or take this Roshan. And I think the Aegis for RDO. I don't know if you want to give the Aegis to RDO or honestly Dendy. Because if you lose the meta, I don't think RDO is that useful. But I guess I'm just going to give it to the carry, play it as safe as possible. It's taking a while now. It's finishing this Roshan. The last bit is the hardest. Finally, the Aegis for RDO. Fights with the reflection, but Wraith King is ready to fight as well. He himself has his own ingrained Aegis.
He does.
So he's not too afraid of this play. They already killed 2 heroes in bait. They want to go for more, but they're not going to catch the team.
Yeah, nice back there. Crucial moves by Duster there. Just taking forever to die, you know? Why won't you die, Duster? Yeah, I refuse. And those extra 3-4 seconds actually allow them to pretty safely snatch that Aegis. Not snatch it, because of course that's the term, but allows them to just pick up the Aegis. They will lose Sexy Fat, which is a bit of a costly death. It's still an early death, however. Necrobuck is now coming off cooldown. He can look for more, but TSA is going to drop. Big ol' crate off from Kuman. Go down.
I'm gonna take the Ancients now. It was like I don't know if this was stacked for like RTO. It was like half a stack. It's like someone stacked by accident almost, honestly. But anyway, he's gonna take a bit of the MM farm. Farming aggressively is what Wraithing can start to do now as well. Especially when the enemy team doesn't have their team behind them, because Wraithing is too strong. Now Sanjay, I think you're gonna be able to tank most of the initiative, especially with the reincarnation. And you have some good mobility in your team to just catch up. See, Kuman, I mean...
He's very out of position now. I don't know if they can even kill him once.
They will kill him once for sure. I think they can kill him twice.
Oh, looks like, yeah. HellRaisers are like, sorry, dude, you're out of position.
They didn't come to help him at all.
Nope.
Okay.
No, they're not even trying.
So my point is moot because the Wraith King was not supposed to be that far away from his team. Usually when you do an aggressive farm, your supports are nearby to tank the farm or to have some sort of save. That wasn't the case for HellRaisers, so a bit of miscommunication there. Hard to tell if that's his fault or his team's fault for not being there. Depends on what it decided beforehand, but you should definitely not do something that your team is not agreeing.
Yeah, and that's actually, to be honest, something that HellRaisers normally have struggled with. This is a little bit of insight, which is why Nyx is no longer formally on the team or no longer on the active portion of their team. This is why they're playing with Young G instead, because they do have 2 quote-unquote shot callers on the team. I believe it's Rezo and Nyx. They both kind of have this very active presence in the game. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of coming into play there, because that was a little bit of a weird death. Roar. They maybe want to fight. Great coil though. It's going to catch 3. Shaman though is going to get hexed up though and returned by Lil. Meteor Hammer should catch Duster here, and it does. Rezo then straight onto the ferry, but Vanscore in trouble as BKB is going to be Dendy. He's going for Nyx. That might have the damage, and they do. Now they're going to turn onto Rezo, who is no match here for the Eye of Scotty. Metamorphosis TB. 3 kills just like that in exchange for Duster.
Man, Dendy's quite literally just defecating fire on them and destroying every single one of them. He has had such an impact in terms of the magical damage. Yeah, RDO is important and he's valuable, of course, but I feel like it's been Dendy has been setting up these team fights. And also the Puck 5, which we're starting to see now, I think, in this game, why Puppy loves that hero so much. He has such a huge impact as a 5. A single Dream Coil, and the DK thought that the best hero to kill was Puck to stop the rest of the damage, because otherwise you have the Dream Coil and the Waning Rift to deal with, and it's really difficult. Yeah. And this gives a lot of space to RDO to just go in and fight. And it doesn't seem like HellRaisers are utilizing the Wraith King's window opportunity to affect.
And let me just add on to that. just to say how the state of the game is going, sure, it's only a 2K net worth lead, but we already have all the outer towers taken for bait. They used Aegis. They didn't even use Aegis in that fight, I mean to say, though. Yeah. They are pretty strong right now at this stage, especially off the back of that play. And then just to go back to that initial point you made about the puck, right? It's super highly impactful, this hero, right, with the coil alone. You know, it's a lot like the same reason why we see DP getting picked up in the support role as well. These sorts of spells that you can't buff without Ags, of course, that's the exception, but you don't buff them with stats, you don't buff them with items, right, initially, except for the Ags. They're super strong on supports, like disproportionately strong, which is a great strength when teams are able to you know, go for some different traps and make it work. Rezo, blinking in a sexy fact. Can they get this kill?
Now let's see. I mean, for now, Beastmaster's still stunned. They try to kill him, and they do with the Radiance damage. And now RTO fighting without meta, though. He does use the Sunder. He has the Aegis, which is why he wants to fight this with the double damage as well. Dendy will come and help him, and he's just going to drag Rezo to his grave. Lil is also in a solo position, and now Dendy is burning down Vanscore. This man alone will kill 3 of HellRaisers' heroes, and this turns a team fight, which is pretty good for HellRaisers, into a win for Bait, just because they don't lose the Aegis at all there.
Yeah, great stuff. I think even Boots traveled into that fight, which was just amazing for how much he got out of that. DD active on the TB, certainly helping out a bit there. And HellRaisers, they might have bit off a little bit more than they can chew after Rezo just blinks in, finds the closest man you can see. But a great counter by Bait, who will keep them at arm's length there, especially from RDO. Again, we still have this Aegis as well. It wouldn't have been even the worst thing had they lost Aegis, considering it's going to be reclaimed anyway in 10 seconds. But with meta ready to go again, there's no more Elder Dragon form. I don't know. No Lion Finger either. Maybe you look for maybe a cheeky tier 3 tower here, especially if you can find Nyx. Oh, they missed the coil though. No chance.
Yep. With that, they lose the opportunity to kill Nyx, which is kind of important. That's why the Puck versus Void Spirit matchup was always a difficult. Like, yes, Void Spirit can beat Puck with the Aether Remnant and easily catch him, but Puck can do the same. And when the positions are not the same, and the Puck, for example, is a position 5, Puck can easily go onto the Void Spirit every single time. You miss the Dream Call, who cares, dude? Your mid laner is not Puck anyway, so you have another source of initiation, which is why he's going for these kind of crazy plays, and which is why Puck 5 is such a solid hero. And yeah. Pick it more, please.
Yeah, it's a really fun hero to watch.
I can't believe there's like 1 or 2 teams that flex 5. Like, a lot of teams don't do it, and I'm very surprised by it.
I think it's because it's always been... Oh, hold that thought. They're fighting.
Laner. Oh,
they're going to try. Dendy's in this, though. Pops the BKB. Hello, Rezo. How are you doing? It's time for your little Firefly appointment. Vanscore popping the ulti. They do have Lasso. Kuman just waiting for this BKB duration to end, but Dendy into the trees he goes. Rezo, he's going to burn down as well, but they do land the sun now onto Dendy. Gets the Lasso off, though, onto Kuman as they will finish off Vanscore. Sexy Fat is here as well, as TSA will finally get silenced at least, but they will be able to get the kill onto 1. Nyx pops the BKB, but I'm not sure if he wants to be fighting here any longer. He actually gets roared through the BKB. That allows RDO to get the kill, as Kuman was too busy respawning. Rezo's bought back, though, to get in the fight. Yes, there's going to be a big stun. The Meteor Hammer as well. It's going to connect, put the Sunder off in time, and Rezo's dead. That's a dieback onto him, and another one, too. RDO with 3 kills. That's Bait. They stand their ground, they fight, and they're winning.
My goodness, dude. They're actually going for the DP as well, and I think that she popped back together with Rezo. That's going to be a dieback for Vanscore as well. Ooh. That clutch Sunder, dude. The meme hammer was good, but unfortunately not perfectly timed.
Nope.
And that Dendy tips. You can tell Dendy's been playing this game for a long time because his tip came like 15 seconds after the play. The reaction time is good enough for Dota. RDO will pretty much carry that team fight, though. Dendy did a really good job in the early game, in the early part of the team fight, to just aggro from HellRaisers and then allow RDO to just freely hit, right? And then, of course, because they were concentrating so much on Dendy, like, oh, we killed the Lasso, we got him. And then Sexy Fat comes in, hey, I still got roared, by the way. And that allowed them to kill Nyx.
Fantastic fight. I don't know if Bait did this on purpose, but I really like the play where they killed Kuman, and then during his 3-second resurrection timer, they just completely focused on a Nyx. Nyx didn't stand a chance. Not a chance.
That was a really good play. And they kept the promo roar until that moment as well. So I think that might have been on purpose, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Though I gotta give it to Nyx as well. Really good initiation there, stopping the shackles, kind of disrupting the team fight. Nyx pretty much made that team fight go HellRaisers' way, like a solid 10-15 seconds. But in the end, the power of the Beastmaster Batrider is a bit... You know?
Yeah, really, really great fight there from Bait. They now extend their net worth lead to 9K. And again, this is the team that's pretty comfortable taking it late game, right? I feel pretty good. So that's why, actually,
Even this game.
That's why they don't really feel the need to immediately push for a tower. They're just going to hope it's a short Roche timer, that we've got a Hawk in the pit. How long will it be, Gaben? 1 minute, 45 seconds. So a bit of a longer one here for HellRaisers. What can they do in this next...
You told me you like it.
What do you think HellRaisers can do in this next minute and a half, sort of, to try and do whatever they can to maybe snatch this Roche and turn the game from here?
You have a single target stunning, right? Versus a better single target offlaner, and also Puck and Shaman and Batrider, right? Extra team fight kind of. And then the Lion, right? It's not that great. So the Lion going for Axe may be a choice. I actually would like the low one for Blink Dagger this game.
I agree.
I can see the point of the Axe this game. Just deal with the TV. Fair enough.
I think
that's what you do though. I think you just wait for the Axe to finish. Oh no, it's not.
It's not. Nope.
It's like a headband. I thought it was.
It is a great item for him. I would also would have liked the Blink as well, to be honest.
But
Because,
just farm your Axe down. You're committing to this build, fine, but farm it. Don't fight till then.
Okay.
And hope that you can fight the Roche. That's the plan.
I mean, they've got now just 40 seconds left. That's a lot of gold for Lion in 1 minute, but maybe an extra kill here or there to start off the engagement could net him the amount he needs.
Just gotta give him full farm priority right now. You just can't let him. You can't be your support anymore. You just need to.
Also, just a little note. You might be wondering, wait a second. 2.5 seconds down on Dragon Tail. Actually, it's a bit longer, isn't it? 3.25. But it's got to travel. So it's a little bit longer in Elder Dragon form. Well, not really, but it's a 2.5 second channel of the Meteor Hammer. How did he actually get that Sunder off? Because the Meteor Hammer takes, once the Meteor Hammer's done channeling, it takes an extra half second for it to hit the ground.
It took too long to charge.
Oh, all right. It's just that easy.
No, he literally, you can
No,
tell.
I mean, I missed it. I missed it.
Lasso is really good on Wraith King because you put him out of position and punish him. First life, you don't really care. That's the point is killing him twice. There you go. DK walks in. There's a good hex up to the TB.
Great roar.
BKB. They're done with this. Primal Roar stops the Wraith King from getting away. Kuman's down. Resolution will join him in the graveyard. That means he's not going to come out. And GG with an exclamation mark. They acknowledge this game is over. Bait will just take the late game. Wraith King is unfortunately just not that great of a late game carry. Like, he's really good from minute like 25 to like 45, but against a true late game carry like TB, or even a carry like CK, PL, whatever, you just fall in comparison to them, which is what HellRaisers noticed. And they're like, alright, there's no point in playing this any longer. That finger at Death Axe is not going to win us the game. We just need to GG and wait for the next game.
Yeah, I feel like having the one death on Wraith King is fine, because of course
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Section.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
You can change whatever you need here on this one.
Properly do it.
Careful,
it's a
dude.
full-time job.
Careful, dude. You're gonna get permabanned on Twitch for saying that. You can't say that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Give it about your own mods.
Oh, I don't have
Alrighty.
simp mods. Don't have mods.
You got some simps in your chat. Let's be honest. You tell me.
no.
You tell me the people that come into your chat, even though
Ponme tu
Hey,
piñata,
yo,
Darky.
Darky, te amo. Come on. I mean, that's literally the same thing, word for word, verbatim,
Radiant
that you see in like Nicolol's chat.
Okay, alright.
Alright.
Do not compare me to Nicolo.
What do you?
Alright, let's just get on with the fucking game.
What are you gonna sing? What are you gonna sing? Huh?
Game. Fuck Nicolo. My head.
Raúl Ramírez, gracias por las estrellas.
De nada, Darky. Méteme tu piñata. Gracias.
I love that. It's so funny. All right, let me make sure you don't call me out for repeating video. 3, 2, 1.
5 seconds.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the Eastern European DPC League, specifically the lower division. We're watching the last match of today between Bait and HellRaisers, and this is indeed the last match because it's a best of 3 and winner takes all.
winner will take all. This draft is proceeding here at a bit of a fast pace, so without further ado, let's just try and pull off, and we'll get right into the draft. I'm really excited to see if HellRaisers are going to change the game plan, because again, I really meant it when I said that if Bait play like they did all of Game 2 and for the first 35 minutes of Game 1, I think they're going to beat HellRaisers. They played so well. So I think actually HellRaisers might need to change up their bans. I liked their initial idea of just kind of banning the Space Makers, and it looks like they're doing it again.
No, like the better end.
But maybe, I mean, maybe that's enough. Sexy fan on the Beastmaster both times. Dendy on Game 2 blew it out of the water.
Counterpoint though, HellRaisers has Earthshake.
Dire team.
GG.
That's true. We also got some nice combos coming the way of Bait, though, right? We should bring up Phoenix Mars. Sure, it's no Morph Shaker, right? Nothing,
No, but
nothing
it's
is.
really good though.
It is, especially.
It's just that nothing should ever be Morph Shake.
Yeah.
Oh, we got. Oh, thank you, Admiral Bulldog.
Thank you.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, yeah. Thank
Yep.
Welcome to the chat.
Welcome to the chat, and we encourage you to stick around because we've got a very entertaining series here between Bait and HellRaisers. If you're just watching on Bulldog stream, welcome. Thanks for coming. If you're just watching, and you've always been watching on our channel,
Thank you.
well, hello.
Love you more.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're still around actually, because it's been that long.
I mean, the edges of our car were breaking.
Yes, they were, but we're all now live and ready to go. And again, just for our new viewers, I'm not really sure how much detail they went into, but it's a close one here. Bait, if they lose this one, most likely facing relegation, as their next opponent is going to be Windstrike. HellRaisers, on the other hand, though, with a 3-2 record, with a win here, could potentially still make a run for those top 2 slots. Windstrike, a little bit untouchable, but that second slot is currently open and occupied by PuckChamp, who HellRaisers have beat 2-0. So if they can tie them in their record,
they will win, but the head-to-head.
They will win and move on. So it's real close. Of course, Gambit 2 still in that slot as well.
Yes.
So a lot riding on the line here, folks.
I can never take this game seriously if we keep calling them Gambit 2.
I
think HellRaisers, by the way, should ban the Rubik. You already picked up the Earthshaker. Always ban Rubik. Otherwise, Bait should.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
I know it's
I agree
also a
with you.
hero that that TSA can play. We've seen it a couple of times. In fact, TSA, I think when we first saw him, it was particularly known for like the Dark Willow. They played a lot of Rubik. You know, there's like heroes he's been running around. So I think Rubik is a really good idea. And in general, you're really... Right. Let's get to it. HellRaisers. They need to make their decision to ban. I understand why they're banning RDO. Another option would be just to ban the RDO hero pool, which is not that great. It's Medusa, Terrorblade, and Arc Warden, so you ban one of the 3. I think here if you force a Medusa... Actually, Medusa's really good, though. I would maybe ban the Medusa. That's the other option. Because Medusa Phoenix or Medusa Mars, both are amazing. It's just really a strong combination. And HellRaisers could just run away with that. Sorry, a Bait could just run away with that, so... Rubik, Medusa, Arc Warden, I don't see as that valuable. Okay, they think it's the Arc Warden. More of an RDO hero. Though I don't think he's that great against a Timber Saw, but I can see the point as to why.
Yeah, and there's no possibility for the Morphlane as it's the first ban out from Bait, and I really like that ban.
Maybe HellRaisers has something planned against the dude.
Yeah, I mean, right now it just looks real good. Even RDO TB is going to be real looking good here for now, but as it's still kind of a pretty flexible draft in terms of where you can take it from here. Phoenix Mars, like the Earthshaker Timber, they're just a really solid lane, and they don't really dictate anything about your other lanes. These guys both have good damage. They both bring team fight, all 4 of them really, and yeah, so it's not.
In the case of Bait, right? Actually, they're very similar in the sense that both one tanky hero, which in this case is Mars, and then the hero that truly brings team fight is the 4. Yes, Rena's good, but it's a supernova that's gonna win. Protecting it is your... Similarly, Timbersaw should be protecting the Earthshaker from just...
Yeah.
I like the Earthshaker Timbersaw lane more. I think the Phoenix is more of a... Because the Timbersaw's ability to lane gives you, as an Earthshaker, the chance to rotate early. And as an Earthshaker in the lane, you just kind of suck. You're just not that great in the lane. You're really good at rotating and getting killed. Because the big asset of Earthshakers is kill potential, but his harassment in lane is...
It's pretty weak, especially versus the Phoenix, right? Because you do mostly get a lot of harass through your Enchant Totem. If some poor support player gets a little bit too close to you, you're going to hit them, usually not with the Fissure, just Enchant Totem. Whether or not you have Aftershock, it just makes trading that much more efficient. But I completely agree. The strength you get from Shaker is rotating mid at the 4-minute power runes, putting kind of the fear of the Shaker in mid laners, because it's so easy to fog, even during daytime. It's so easy to fissure from fog is what I meant to say, which is massive. It's such a great amount of catch and utility.
So
and
the DP here, we've seen it played both on Vanscore and Nyx in the past 2 series, so a massive flex.
Big flex.
But a really solid hero against Mars, and actually pretty decent against Phoenix as well, because you're actually a ranged support, a ranged mid, right? Even though you're not the best egg hitter, you can do 1 or 2 extra hits on top of that, and if Mars wants to close you into the, which he might sometimes, right? The DP can just save that. Clockwork, okay, wow, so they're really coming into the combo.
It looks like it,
Clockwork
yeah.
really saves you again. I think this is a perfect Dusa game. I see this and I think Dusa is amazing. Because Clock is also great at protecting Dusa. You have Mars and Phoenix already. Yeah, you have a massive Wombo combo. But the more teamfight elements you add to this Wombo combo, the easier it is to execute. Because, oh, do I have Egg in an arena? Sure, Stone Gaze. Do I have Egg and just Cogs? Sure, that's fine too. Do I have Arena into like a Stone Gaze? That's fine. You know, all these combinations make your 5-on-5 just ridiculously good.
I do really like... what was I going to say? Yeah, the Dusa still seems really strong here as well. Just because, like you're saying, it's just Stone Gaze into anything and it just works out.
Exactly.
I had a different point to bring up. Oh, and what's great actually with Phoenix, if you can get off that Supernova, ward units don't reflect echoes, so it's one less big unit for you to echo slam in these fights. HellRaisers, I mean, their team fight's looking real mean right now too, though.
Okay, Puck, nice. Also a flex with the DP, right?
Another flex. We saw it in the position 5 last game. I mean, Vanscore, he's got so much experience under his belt. I'd be surprised if he couldn't play it either.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely
10 seconds.
play anything. Give him. I mean, the guy's been. I think he's been in Dota for as long as I've been playing it in general. I mean, the guy started in Dota 1 back in competitive. It's incredible. But let's see. I think the Puck is an okay pick. He can deal with the Phoenix deck really nicely within Cogs and Arena because you have the Illusory Urban Waning Rift to go in and out of the arena, so you're not too troubled by the fact that the Phoenix. Your attack speed the Cogs, Puck doesn't care. Your attack speed's pretty nice, and if you go for the Witchblade, you go on top of that, the Witchblade allows you to have extra attack speed and projectile speed, which makes it very difficult for them to stop your projectiles from me. Or sorry, the
yeah.
So it's an okay pick. I still don't like as much as Baitstraft though. Baitstraft is looking stronger to me right now.
See what they want to run. I fully expect if RDO's hero is not picked here, we're gonna get probably 2 RDO focused bans.
I would bet I'll pick RTO's here.
Because then you get 2 bans to protect it as well, right?
Exactly.
And even a deny pick. Weaver? That's not the one I suspected whatsoever. And I believe actually Bait have ran this on Sexy Fat before.
Yes, they have run this, so it could be a Mars Dandy. So maybe they're trying to bait out and be like, hey, we totally picked RDO's hero. Please don't ban RDO's things.
Don't look at our literal previous last series we played when we went for a very similar draft and ran the Weaver in the off lane.
And the Dusa as the carry.
And the Dusa as the carry. No. We promise.
That was a fluke, guys.
We swearsies. We're not doing that.
Well, they're putting their pinky finger out. That's just like, guys.
It's a pinky promise. You can't break those in Dota.
Now we'll see if HellRaisers have studied up on bait, though. Because I'm wondering, if they ban offlaners here, it might mean that they get baited.
They could. I would be surprised. Yeah, they know. They immediately banned the Dusa.
They're like, we're done. We're not falling for this one at all.
Yeah, that's I don't want to say it was hopeful out from Bait, but because they've literally ran this combo before already, they're like, all right.
How many carries could you possibly have that you could?
10 seconds.
I mean, an RDO plays Weaver too, by the way. That is a fact. I mean, a lot of the Brazilian carries, for some reason, they all play. Costa Rica also plays Weaver, and HFN plays a really good Weaver as well. They'll get together and like, all right, guys, where are we playing? What's Brazil playing this week?
Maybe, it could be. They've got like a Discord server.
Like just Brazilian carries Discord server. There's just three people. It's Costa Rica, it's RDO and HFN.
Yeah, RDO's like, what about Terrorblade for this month? And like, no, RDO.
Because they also all play Arc Warden as well, which is like, it's not a normal hero to learn how to play in the carry position.
It is one of those heroes, though. I mean, maybe it just speaks to the Dota in the region, or the supports, or something, or the carry style. But all of the heroes that we've mentioned, they're heroes that's like, hey, you give me 40 minutes of free farm, I will carry you the game, right? It's kind of funny that...
Well, it's like the Union. They're like, we are the win conditions. We will not settle for less than win conditions.
That's exactly right.
They banned the Void Spirit because they're not sure where the Weaver's going to go. Weaver's really good for a forward at 1 draft, though, in the offlane, because obviously Ags is your safe. It's fantastic. It's very similar to the Oracle, which I would say worked well.
Okay, I think Weaver carry. I think it's Weaver carry, yeah.
And Viper Hard to tell if it's Viper mid or Viper offlane. I guess there's a massive flex here.
Oh, a little bit of flex. I'm sure, Dendy's played a couple of Heroes games on the Viper. Yes.
But this is a fast draft, Rich.
This
I actually think
this is a fast draft.
it's not a full protect one.
Alvaro got so excited, he literally tapped me on the shoulder.
Are we watching bait right now?
And he normally talks a lot with his hands, being, from Spain or Catalonia, right?
Thank you.
So he talks a lot with his hands.
Oh, no.
But this time he actually tapped me on the shoulder.
They swapped roles.
They did swap roles. HellRaisers, they're playing a bit of the full protect one with really, really mean team fight though. Their team fight's got a bite.
But the team fight for bait is also incredible. Mate, we are watching the Freaky Friday of matches.
We are.
This is so
Except
exciting.
It's Monday.
Doesn't matter.
It's Maniacal Monday.
There we go. We got a name for this match. Maniacal Monday Brawl. We have Bait, which is going to be running in the end Weaver carry, Viper mid, and Mars in the off lane. Really good team fight as well for this team. Whereas HellRaisers going for the 4 Protect 1, running the puck in the mid lane, which is going to struggle against the Viper, to be honest. We'll see. And we're going to see how... they do this, honestly. I think, looking at these drafts, I kind of side for Bait, but there's a lot more reliability in HellRaisers' draft. Like, if this goes late, they win for sure. There's really not much of a contingency.
I think Bait is gonna win, not only because I think it's like the redemption arc we've been waiting for. We've been harping on them time and time again. This is their 6th match. We've been saying it basically 6 times in a row. Guys, please try a different strategy. Especially you. You've been really... and I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
I have really been harping on
If
them.
I'm throwing under you the bus, I'm also... you've grabbed my hand and you're pulling me under with you.
Duster's blocked me on Twitter.
He's blocked all of us.
No, he's not, actually.
But I think they're going to win as well because they don't have the Dusa, but they have her on the shield of Sexy Fat. And I think that shield, having the Dusa somehow, in some shape in this game, is going to be too powerful.
She reacted to your
HellRaisers.
statement.
She did.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that Bait has a really solid chance. I think their team fight is better than the 4 Protect 1 team fight you're trying to run, which is usually the case. Like, usually when you run 4 Protect 1, the kind of heroes are really useful. I mean, Earthshaker's great, Timbersaw is great, but you're running like the Tide Hunters, the Enigmas, the heroes that can just solo kill, and you don't really need more than 4 heroes to... That's why Puck and Earthshaker and Timbersaw are good for this draft. But Bait runs a very similar draft, except they add the Weaver on top of that, right? So it's like comparing, two spicy dishes which are made exactly the same. Then one you add at the end a really hot sauce, right? That's the Weaver. Obviously, that one's gonna have a bigger kick. So
we'll see. We'll see which one's gonna have the bigger kick. Because right now, HellRaisers. Speaking of kicks, of course, they might be looking to reshape the roster if they don't end up getting in the top 2. I mean, it's
straight into that, huh?
People like bringing it up quite a bit, of course, but the same with Bait. These are two. I mean, Eastern Europe has always had sort of they've been known for this, just hot roster swaps, right?
Oh yeah, the constant reshuffling.
And
how many teams in this region have had the name Rejects in their...
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, we know of North American rejects, which happened like once, but that was it.
And how many of those players have been on Bait within the past year? Because Bait, they've swapped. I mean, it's worth mentioning, right?
Bait's the infamous of CIS.
I mean, Dendy's the mainstay, of course.
Yes,
But
he's the Papita.
He's the Papita, but everyone else has kind of changed on this roster. So I'm hoping, especially because, of course, Bait are playing in another tournament going on, that they are going to be investing more time, trying to give this roster a little bit more time to grow together. I think that's going to be super crucial. I think they've only been together formally for like 2 months now. It's not a long time.
People were asking how these guys even made the move to Bait. It's very simple. The CEO of Bait was like, all right, we've tried Belarusians, we've tried Ukrainians, we've tried Russians. Like, what is going to work? And someone comes in and goes, what about Brazilians?
Yeah.
There you go. And that's how you get Bait.
Well, what actually happened was... What actually happened is that we've had so many different players. How many different players have we had? Oh, we've had about a Brazilian different players. And then they go, you're a genius.
Yeah, never thought of that country.
And then they got Midas Club.
And then Duster appeared at the door. Can you guys give me a visa, please?
Well, we'll take a look here. About to get underway at the Horn. I got Bait here. I'm backing Bait on this one because I want to see them in lower division for Season 2. I think...
Me too, but at the same time... I am also backing Bait in terms of... I want to be against you, but I think their draft is stronger.
We'll see.
I do think, though, I will say that if this goes late, I think HellRaisers has it easily, right?
I agree.
So as long as they can just withstand this early mid-game, much like Bait usually has to do, they should be fine. I don't think your lane for Antimage is that bad. He's actually kind of decent against Mars.
But again, what's wild is that I've been praising them for their mid and even early to mid-game sort of team fights, the way that they move around the map, the way they take objectives. Pardon me. We've only had one game go to late. Of course, that was game 1. And the biggest mistake from Bait was not having buybacks. Like that, if anything, has proven to me that maybe they want to try this early game thing. And game 3, is it really the best time? Well, I don't really see a better time to do it, to be honest.
So this matchup mid lane is interesting. I think Dendy, can you check what he went for? I think it might have been Cross of Skin. Am I crazy? Yes! Okay, I actually love this about Dendy. This shows that Dendy's been playing this game for forever. So this Puck versus Viper matchup, actually not so good again for Viper now that you build another Toxin Poison attack, right? That's your typical build. So that build makes this matchup not so great for the Puck. However, if you have been playing this game for forever, much like Dendy, honestly, then you will know that the old Viper used to build Cross of Skin very often and used to just build the tank in the mid lane. Your projectile speed is great. You have pretty nice decent. And Poison Attack is enough to push the Puck. So you don't need other Toxin in this lane. What you need is Cross of Skin charges, and that's exactly what he's going for. That's going to help him withstand the damage from the Puck a lot more, and even add a bit of harassment. So I actually like this a lot, Dendy. I saw this mistake recently where I actually saw a Viper lose to a Puck in the mid lane. I remember what, I think it was EU. And might have been Viking GGOG, I'm not sure. But I remember watching that game and thinking, well, oh no, it was Alliance Secret. And no wonder you lose to a Puck if you don't build against them, right? This Viper seems strong against Puck, but if you build with a typical build, Puck will beat you with his physical. So I'm glad that Dendy's trying something different.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, Dendy has been playing Dota for a long time. Dota 1, I believe. He was on a stack. It was like, I don't forget the name of it, but I think 2007, 2008.
I guess.
That's a long time.
Like, I think the guy's been playing competitive almost as long as I've been playing.
I just want to point something out. Tomorrow, they're going to be playing against Creepwave and Snow Sweet Snow for their opening round in the group stage.
Jeez, of course, guys.
Amar is 15 years old.
Dendy started around that time.
Dendy started playing Dota professionally around the time Amar was born.
I would never.
I want to point that out. I want to point that out. And I know if you watch full F1, I
didn't expect that to be the case.
I sound a lot like the commentators. I forget their name because there's a driver that's like 45 and some of the youngest drivers are like 19, 20. He's like, the last time when he raced here, he was in diapers. And I was like, well,
literally though for Amar, huh?
but literally for Amar, that's the case. I mean, Creepwave, they're a team to keep on your radar as well, guys. So much young potential on that team. Malrine, their mid laner, he's 6. These guys, they're not going anywhere.
Thank God, because we need new blood in Dota. We need
Absolutely.
more youngsters in Dota. We need some males of EU, dude. All right, let's see. Rezo in trouble, actually. Playing really aggressively before his level 3 is a bit tough for him, which is why Duster's trying to punish him hard. And this is the... I'll always mention this team because I love when they do this. Viking GG strat. Whenever they see a Timber Saw, they just push him out of lane until he gets level 3. They try to delay that level 3 as much as possible. And then once he hits 3, they go, all right, we're done. We've done our job. And then they start to just give up on that lane, right? And they let the carry farm, but they don't tend to play as aggressively with the supports.
Yeah,
Lil,
and this
Lil,
is, I mean, yeah.
He has Cogs, though. Fissure used.
He's going to have to use them.
He has to use the Battery Assault instead. Doesn't work as well. But has Windlace and Boots, so he should be able to outrun him. Oh, actually, both had Windlace and Boots.
These boots just got freshly delivered, so that's why they're going for the kill. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot how you're supposed to play, in my opinion, against a Timber as well, because or a Tide when he used to go for more points in the Kraken shell. Just because there's nothing else you do in this lane, especially as a melee, especially as a melee strength support. You don't do anything else in this lane but die as soon as we do have more levels. And now that he is level 3, that's fine. RDO is going to get solo experience. He deals just okay with Rezo here, especially just because he's got the ranged matchup. So he's going to be happy with that. Wow, really looking for a courier there.
I was wondering what he was doing with Shikuchi. Now it makes sense, I guess. Earthshaker has double damage, but of course, as per usual, Clock, pretty good counter to Earthshaker because you can't cast any spells. He's just going to punch you while you do that.
Fissure. Fissure's off the mark. I don't know if it was possible, but if you could, trapping him there might have been a kill.
And
Duster knows. No, that's a kill, I'm pretty sure. Battery Assault's ending, Enchant Totem.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You are both level 2, equal movement speed, so you're not going to catch up to him. That was not going to work out. I don't know. I think he dropped his boots twice there just to show the animation.
He did.
Oh, yep. Duster, you absolute clown.
He's having a fun time here. I mean, really, the thing is neither of their presences are really necessary in this bottom lane. Yeah. RDO, what's the Clockwork going to do here but just die to Rezo? Rezo, he doesn't need an Earthshaker here. It's a little bit too difficult to kill RDO anyway. Yep. So they're just going to be looking to be a little bit more aggressive mid lane. We see at the 5-minute mark now, Lil making a really important play here, quite impactful. He's going to be blocking Dendy. Dendy's going to be a little bit sad to get fissured here for sure.
Oh, Dendy. Fissure, nice.
Yeah.
And he loses the room, which means no bottle charge. Sucks because he ended up going for the Nether Toxin because his lane went so well. And now he's like, oh, I don't have mana to really use. unfortunately. But you can see that Dendy's not playing the traditional Viper mid where he pushes the lane super hard and just tries to harass Puck on the tower because he knows Puck can harass him too. So he's trying to give him a bit more lane control, put him more pressure with poison attack. Now he has Viper Strike, good silence, but he's level 6, so careful.
Yeah,
Nyx has to get away.
Nice job there, Nyx, knowing exactly how to play that. As soon as you got level 6, just back off safely.
And the note about Duster, by the way, dropping his items with the travel. One of my favorite interviews of all time is when they interviewed Pen for the Kiev Major, and they asked him, "Hey, HFN, you know, you drop your items a lot. Is it?" And you try to like last hit them, right? That's what he would do. He played Juggernaut, and he would try to last hit them and pick him up.
I remember that's really how they made their names at like the major. It was
I remember, and they did that against Secret when they were winning as well.
I remember Perch going, "What? That was just the stupidest thing I've ever seen."
Yeah, Perch could not believe that. And then HFN said in the interview, "Oh no, it's not that easy to do. Actually, you have to practice a lot."
Yeah.
And he admitted that he went on. He goes into the demo mode and he practices how to pretend last hit his items and then pick them up at the last second, which I thought, as a professional player, this is just the craziest thing you could ever tell me. Like, instead of practicing scrims or drafts or whatever, you are practicing how to fake last hit your items, how to drop them to tilt the enemy team.
In Western EU, Puppy's practicing his draft. In Eastern EU, VP is practicing the synchronized tipping. And in SA, they're practicing how to look like they're going to deny their items, but they're actually not.
It's incredible. And they're so good at it as well. I've never seen a team being so good at dropping items as the Brazilian and the Peruvian teams.
And NA, I don't know, obligatory NA reference here. Insert your favorite punchline, I suppose.
And NA, they practice Dota, right? They try to play.
They do, yeah. That's the punchline. Good one.
There you go. RDO in the bottom lane. He's not level 6 yet, which means Timbersaw has a considerable advantage now. Because once you get level 6 on Timbersaw, you have kill potential. RDO needs the time lapse, right? So until you get the time lapse, you're probably going to play a bit defensively in the lane. Okay, he's heard me. He's just going for the small camp because it's going to give him enough experience to hit 6. Well played by RDO. Play it safe. You don't want to lose the Weaver early.
I love this. First item Falcon Blade as well. Did you already mention this?
Very good on Weaver.
It's really good. Alternatively, sometimes you'll see the Urn of Shadows as well. Basically just for the mana regen to be able to spam Sakuchi to each camp back and forth, really expedite your farm and getting that first item. It's really great as well, obviously, on the Weaver especially, because with Geminate attack, this plus 10 damage is fantastic. It's basically plus 20, and against low armored heroes, so everyone but the Timber, it's damn good. As Dendy eventually will get that kill in the mid lane.
Nice, well done. Usually a Puck does not die to a Viper this early, so that's probably Nyx trying to play aggressively. Couldn't tell because my camera wasn't on it, but Nyx probably trying to play aggressively against the Viper, punished by the residual damage of the Corrosive Skin Viper Strike. So well done. I don't think Viper has seen these stacks though. I don't think Dendy can tell, and maybe they can guess Duster with a Rocket Flare.
Yeah, that'd be a big play for them.
Oh, he doesn't have it yet, so they didn't stack there though. But these stacks, I'm wondering if they're for Timbersaw, for Puck, or for the Anti-Mage on it. I think for Anti-Mage, it's gonna take too long, right?
Yeah, especially you can't keep those there. It's too dangerous to keep those stacks there against a Viper, against even a Phoenix. Mars especially can farm those quite easily.
So it must be for Timber or for Puck, right?
I imagine it's going to be for the Puck. I think Timber is good. I think Rezo's in a good spot here, actually, applying a lot of map pressure, because right now, RDO does not want to be out of the jungle. He wants to just be hit and creep. I mean, this is like a really big kind of stacked creep wave for him to be farming, so he'll do this, but he'd rather be in the jungle looking to be as efficient. And there we go. Now we're going to scout the stacks. Duster's like, oh my god, guys, get over here. There's so much gold for free.
Yep. Kuman just realized he took away all his mana, so that's much he can do.
Big play for HellRaisers, though.
Yeah, this is a good rotation by the Timbersaw, trying to catch the poor Viper. Bye-bye to Dendy. And can they continue? Comes in. He does have Arena, or oh no, he doesn't actually have the point in it yet. He actually put. No, he does. He gets level 6, but he didn't use the Arena there.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to. I mean, they kind of lack the damage and the lockdown. RDO. I mean, yes, this does give you a little bit more damage, right? But
yeah, but you rotated your carry for that, right? So if you rotate your carry, I'm more than just.
And now they're gonna lose these stacks now as well. Kuman is actually getting these. They're utilizing the Rezo, they're utilizing the Timber to just kind of, you know, tank, and they're giving it all to Kuman. So he's gonna have a pretty nicely timed Battle Fury on top of the treads that he's opted for here. I like that strat actually quite a bit. Yeah, but we do need level 6, I think, for TSA before he's going to start being able to harass too efficiently here. Phoenix has the Urn of Shadows already. Game having the Spirit Vessel is going to be really, really easy, or really, really great to facilitate kills onto Rezo, lest he just become an unkillable presence in your mid lane approximately 4 minutes down the line. They are going to be trying to apply some pressure onto the top tower.
Can they take this? I mean, they need to take this tower relatively soon. Timbersaw hasn't become too oppressive, right? Because once Timbersaw is free from his lane, yeah, look, he just goes all over the map. And wherever he goes, you know it's just an aura of death around him. You have to kind of get 4 heroes around him, which they're trying to do right now, by the way, in the top lane, as the Weaver fight against the Earthshaker. Yeah, they got the Arena of Blood. Nice spear towards the end. That's the maximum amount of stun time they could allow, but the Timber Chain might just save him. No, the damage from TSA is a bit too high, and they even had Dendi's poison attack, which reduces his magic resistance, so it's really good against Timber. So
Yeah, unfortunately, Nether Toxin's not the greatest thing to have versus the Timber, because the breaks versus Timber don't remove his stacks. They simply prevent him from adding any more.
Yeah.
So as long as you're at max stacks already, it kind of feels a little bad, because it's like, well, still has his regen, and he still has that bonus armor.
yeah,
It's otherwise, if you could break that, you could also break like the Requiem Souls, right?
Yeah.
Which would just be the dumbest thing in the world, or like Legion dual damage. Although
I mean,
that
yeah,
doesn't work like
it
that.
counts like buffs, right? So it'd be stupid. So things like, for example, Silencers, extra intelligence, like all that stuff.
Slark Essence Shift.
Yeah, I'm glad it doesn't break that, but it doesn't let you get more stacks. As
Exactly,
he said.
which is fair.
The another counterpoint, or the reason why Viper's so good against Timbersaw is also that poison attack, reducing your magic resist, allows you to just burst them with magical damage, which works as well. And so you don't really worry so much about the stacks, which is good, right? You add poison attack, plus you got like 5 stacks of poison attack, plus the Viper Strike, and most likely Timbersaw is dying fairly easily.
Yep, TSA.
Nice
He just
trick.
doesn't really want to use... Okay, I mean, he did force
Supernova
Rezo
just
down.
in case.
He does. Yeah, he was fine. Forces the Timber Chain down. And you could see that they were kind of willing to skirmish, because they knew Rezo, he just respawned, so he had maybe at most 3 or 4 stacks of the armor, and that's very useful along with Dendi. He throws down another Toxin, and Rezo's like, I don't really want to fight them here. Even with his Hooded Defiance, he's just too damn squishy early on. Top lane, Sexy Fat continuing to push, though, going for the Tranquil Boots by the looks of it. Anscore will zone him out. Kuman really getting quite close as well for his Battle Fury, so he's making pretty impressive progress there. For right now, actually, RDO is working out with this faster sort of lineup that they've got going. Hookshot is available. We've got the full team fight combo ready, as we've got now Phoenix and Sexy Fat both coming through. Oh, this is going to be the blink reveal for Sexy Fat. This could be a massive engagement here for them.
See, Sexy Fat definitely... I think Bait is definitely trying to put the pressure here to reduce the anti-mage space, right? So definitely want to fight yourself. There we go. The Arena of Blood immediately into the Spear of Mars. Good vision to disrupt this. And they missed the hook shot. They used the Supernova in the end just to kill Rezo. Yeah. But if you take a tower in the process, that's worth. Against anti-mage, you need to reduce the space as soon as possible. And here, this reducing of space, or reduction of space, sorry, works doubly, because it also reduces the impact that Timbersaw can have early, which means you don't have this insane space creator in your team that can allow you to have space for the anti-mage.
Yep.
So it's just killing 2 birds with 1 stone, in addition to, of course, murdering Timbersaw, which is like a bonus cherry on top.
Yeah, that's really nice, actually. I like that you mentioned killing the Timber, because now he's going to have to run back to lane.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Bait, they're just going to spread out in the map, look for anyone out of position. Vanscore is possible to kill if we have a +1, because RDO, of course, not really famous for his stuns. Or his lockdown, you know.
No, Weaver's famous for a bunch of damage and following you to the very depths of hell.
Yep. And then time-lapsing when your team should be able to kill him, but he gets it off.
Yeah. He's that friend, you know. He says he's always going to be there for you, and then immediately at this last second.
There, Phoenix farming up now the Vessel. Making really good progress here, actually. This is a little bit scary, I would say. They tipped Dendi. What, did he miss a last hit or something?
Sure what happened there. Oh, Dream Coil. Dendi. He's in trouble. That was a good silence from the Viper Strike, but he's still quite tanky, though. You can't underestimate him. There go the Echo Slam, but that Echo Slam didn't work too well, just dealing damage to Dendi mainly. Now killing off Duster in the backlines as well, and they catch Sexy Fat, who's forced to use the Arena of Blood. RTO is also joining the engagement, but Sexy Fat's already dead, killed off by Nyx. RTO trying to chase after the puck, but it's too difficult. Time lapses himself away, but there's Vanscore waiting for him. However, Vanscore, also not known for his stuns, can't really stop the Weaver from Shikuchiing himself.
After you silence the Weaver, he's like, whatever, do what you must.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as he's gotten that time lapse off. And they actually did pick up the kill there onto the puck, just waiting for, I mean, Sakuchi max, right? A cool crisp, what is that, 235 damage after reductions a little bit less, but a lot of damage there for the puck, which is so big kill there, actually. That's going to significantly slow down this blink dagger timing from puck. And now RDO, he can actually continue to show up and fight a little bit better now, especially because he has the full Maelstrom completed. Kuman just about to finish up his Battle Fury as well, so the fact that RDO is able to beat him to the punch on his first farming pseudo fighting item is a little bit concerning here for HellRaisers. It's not that bad, but I think it's one of those things where you look at the replay and go, where did this game go wrong? RDO getting a farming item before the AM is a little concerning.
That's true. Obviously, the Maelstrom is not as great as the Battle Fury, and obviously Weaver can never match the AM's farm, but it is true that right now the space you make for RDO is really valuable, and you have a small window opportunity where the space you're making for RDO is more valuable than the space made for the anti-mage, so you can play a bit more calmly as RDO gets his next 1 or 2 items, and then you start to really... However, he just got his Battle Fury now. Not the best timing, not the worst timing. Standard. And now, HellRaisers are going to just be playing to create space for him when the true 4-Protect-1 starts. AM can be all over the map, farming whatever and pushing lanes, while Bay's going to try to catch him out or take tower.
Hook shot here is going to set up for the Arena of Blood. Sexy Fat perfectly following up. They're going to commit the Supernova as well, but Kuman, he's going to jump right in. Do they have any lockdowns over the cogs, or the Thing of Beauty broken and dead is going to be Kuman, and stunned up is Vanscore trying his best, but holding him down was going to be Duster that entire time. We'll get the kill onto Duster before they go, but a very, very valuable fight there for Bait, as blinking right into that engagement was the AM.
Yeah, huge blunder there by the AM. I understand why Kuman thought it was okay to blink into that engagement. You really have a weaker team playing a team. I know Weaver's not with them, but Viper and Mars alone can kill you. I'd argue Viper and Mars are a bit stronger now, because Timbersaw's real peak is around minute 10 to 15, where he's unkillable. I mean, no matter what draft you have, he's just not going to die, unless you have like a ancient apparition. But right now, you've gone past that point. You didn't have the most insane early game to justify Timbersaw being this tank anymore.
Yeah.
And now, Timbersaw and Puck alone cannot kill your heroes, especially not when they're together, especially not when they're constantly being aggressive like this, right?
Yeah, Lil, he can't even get the space to farm his first item. He's not even going for the Blink Dagger this game, opting instead for the 4 staff as they're unable to get the kill to punish Sexy Fat's very aggressive Blink there.
That's another play you can make, right? You try to punish them while try to push towers, and as long as you're there whenever they're trying to push towers, you can realistically punish them because they're playing quite overly aggressive. Then you're still creating space for the anti-mage that way, right? Because these tier 2s still secure a fair amount of side of the map.
That's true. They do, as they're going to smoke up. Yeah, because you still have control realistically of, especially with the tier 1, of just about that much of the map.
Oh my goodness, dude. Now you're going to...
Well, it's because the secret shop, it's not safe.
No,
it's not safe.
No, I get it.
It was on purpose. It's not safe. Because, I mean, genuinely, though, I don't think the secret shop is considered much of a safe area.
I'm not going to make fun of hand tremors, do you know?
Oh, you know.
My grandma has it. It's fine. I get it. Everyone has their own issues.
Hook
shot again misses. It's just a warning. Hook shot again.
Just a warning.
Okay, we have Arena of Blood, but they
great silence.
Yeah, and the Echo Slam as well. They keep him in place, and now they're gonna be able to kill Sexy Fat super easily.
Got the arena off,
towards the end, though, and RDO's capable of murdering Lil as RDO continues against Vanscore. A lot of burst damage. Resolution also in trouble. Timeless from RDO just to heal back up. Rezo not going to die to that poison attack, but neither will Vanscore to RDO's damage. Ends up being still a beneficial initiation to HellRaisers because you waste the Bait arena, right? You still get 2 kills and you get the offlaner.
Yeah, it would have been much better for Bait. The only question I have for Bait, really, after that engagement, is why not wait literally 5 seconds until you have Supernova so that TSA can be the follow-up? If you do that, DP is dead. Timbersaw is dead, right? Those are 2 super easy kills with that even 60 damage per second that Phoenix gives you. It's just so valuable. I'm shocked because they were so close, and they're the ones that went for it too, Avo. Yeah. They hookshot it in. They blinked in.
I mean, they didn't hookshot in. They missed their hookshot.
Well, they tried.
Yeah, they tried.
And that shows intent. And I just think 5 more seconds. I think TSA just needs to go, hey guys, wait. 5 seconds, please. Hit 1 creep once and then go in.
Yeah.
Just wait, because that would have been such a much better fight there for Bait. And I think it's a butterfly effect. Like, what could this game have become if they get an extra 2 kills out of that one?
I agree. And then these, why is Clockwork there alone? Okay, I mean, I said they couldn't get easy kills, Puck and Timbersaw, but I think Clockwork is relatively
Maybe it's a
easy.
Bait. RDO's here.
Okay, where's the Mars though? That's what I'm caring about. He doesn't have the arena just yet. 65 finally reaches.
5 seconds. Another hook shot in.
Just for warning.
Got you, RDO.
Got you.
You're it.
Is he gonna die? Yes, he will. Just a single hit from the Mars will do the trick towards the end. And that ends up netting another good team fight for Bait because they're just playing. I mean, they are playing tactically to their line of strength, which is constant fighting, 5-on-4 engagements, knowing the AM can't do anything, and just trying to murder as many people as possible and hope the AM has some sympathy and comes help.
Yeah, Rezo, he's looking to be... Oh, okay. Rezo...
That was a really late building.
It was. but very well played by Rezo because he knew, all right, they're going to push this tier 2 top. We kind of have to maintain some control here. At least I just need to slow them down. Unfortunately, like you said, it's not been the best early game here for our Timbersaw. He's 4th currently in terms of his net worth. Not really where a Timber wants to be at this stage of the game, considering it's still only 20 minutes in. So he's going to show up. He's going to be a lot more confident now that we don't have an arena and there's no trees here for him to be pinned to. But they are going to really get to work quite quickly on this tier 2 tower. RDO, especially with this Dragon Scale. Yeah. And, hook shot.
Okay, it hits. That's the first hook shot we've seen that actually connects, and they use another toxin in time, so there's no reactive armor stacks. That's really good. But now they don't have arena. Can they fight this counter initiation? This Dream Coil is really good with the exorcism from Vanscore, dealing a fair amount of damage to Dendi. Now has to run away. Echo Slam just to guarantee the kill on Duster, and AM comes in to get the Mana Void and guarantee the kill on Dendi as well, getting him a lot of gold.
Yeah.
So really good response by HellRaisers. They don't lose their tower. They take 3 kills, and they only lost their Timbersaw, which at this point is the tank and is doing exactly what his job entails.
It feels like we've really swapped roles here this game. HellRaisers, all of a sudden, they're playing the late game lineup, but it feels like after these last 2 engagements, they're the ones that are actually getting the better of these sort of early game skirmishes and fights. Space for Kuman as well to continue farming, as he is now going to find Mars. Sexy Fat running for his life. He's got a courier coming his way. Unfortunately, that courier has the TP scroll, which is on cooldown anyway. Is Kuman going to get distracted? No, he's got his eyes on the prize. He might even blink for this courier. Not gonna bother. And another death there, unfortunately, is going to make more space here. And we've even got a wagon. They could actually push this tier 2 tower. In fact, I think they will.
I like how the AM is intermittently joining these fights whenever he thinks not completely free farm. I'm gonna hit creeps like he's AFK jungle. He's actually trying to do something with his team, which is helping his team fight a bit more and deal with the Weaver. After all, we've already pointed out a couple. She's great. He's great in the sense that you can join fights relatively early, but you're not that impactful in fights.
And the thing with Weaver is you want to be sneaking around in these fights. Ideally, you're not the one initiating, or you're not the one showing, right?
Yeah.
You kind of come in, let the Mars do the work. So that's why it was really awkward when he was really set on getting this tower, which fair enough. You've got all these trees cut down, so they can't quote unquote sneak up on you that easily. But
the puck just catches you with Dream Coil.
Yeah, it was just such an awkward push because again, Weaver, he does not want to be he's hard countered by the puck, super hard countered by puck. So
mid lane, we see a play by Duster. Actually, time catches Vanscore. Another good hook shot this time. And honestly, Vanscore's been so important in these team fights. I think it is a really worthwhile kill. His exorcism is pretty much chunking Dendi alone.
All right, we've got Shard as well as Force Staff at the ready for Lil.
Oh, no blink. Interesting.
I told you a little bit earlier he wasn't really feeling confident going for it. I think it's just too risky. I mean, what was it? It was what was the game with the pretty funny ending where the Echo Slam got canceled by like a rocket flare and then they dropped double Cataclysm and everything.
Oh, that was Extremum versus No Tekis.
That was the one, right? So maybe, I think he's watched that game and he's like, I don't want to end up on Reddit like that.
Oh yeah, because the title they gave it on Reddit was also fantastic.
Yeah, OD with a great call on that one. Just that's not how it's supposed to happen. That's not what it's supposed to look like.
My favorite part though is Solo getting tired of that game and deciding, all right, it's done. We're done, boys. GG. Like,
it was a GG.
They're never gonna push.
We'll see now as we're going to fight for Roche. Currently HellRaisers, I think they're going to be a little bit too late to this one. Should be Weaver then picking up this Aegis, I'd imagine. Rocket Flare giving vision. We've even got some great wards in the jungle as well for HellRaisers, so no chance they get a surprise jump onto Bait now, and an Aegis in the inventory for Weaver.
Okay, so if anything, is the Aegis is gonna hit or finish your window opportunity, right? Because once Aegis expires, you're pretty much over. Or this game is not necessarily over, but you're not strong anymore. You know, this game is not yours.
Oh, dodge the silence.
You need to get these kind of kills now. Very important. Your towers really. You want to take the tier 2, particularly mid, and not necessarily push high ground, but just completely dominate the enemy map. Ideally, ward their triangle as well, and start to put pressure bottom, which we're seeing that they're starting to do here.
Yeah, I mean, Kuman doing a great job, though. I mean, this is exactly how an AM's supposed to be playing this. Right now, his half of the map is super, super dangerous, so he's going to be showing now pretty far away, exactly where Bait don't want to be. He's going to cut a wave and even probably get a tier 2 tower here. In exchange, Bait, they're not going to get much, because you got Rezo pushing out this mid wave, Earthshaker as well, who's doing a great job, and even top lane. Nyx is cutting the wave as well, but Dendi will get to be able to punish Vanscore there, who was looking to leave the base. So Vanscore, unfortunately, didn't quite get the memo. Evasive heroes only outside of the base, and DP is not one of those.
Not push, honestly, to force a fight with your Aegis. Especially because Weaver can just push alone, right? And
with Aegis, yes.
Yeah, with
the Aegis.
Yeah, not without Aegis, but with Aegis, you always have the contingency plan. There we go. So RDO is doing that with double damage as well, which adds to it. And you just need to take over the enemy map before the AM becomes... He's really close.
He's close. Going for the Scotty next just to be able to, you know, tank up a little bit. Those stats always fantastic as well. He's going to need probably another +1 item, though. I mean, or we need some really big plays out from HellRaisers. And we've seen them, to be fair. Nyx, who is, of course, no longer actively on the roster, but needing to play his 3 matches, is having a pretty decent showing as well this game. I would say game 1, it was a bit rough for him on the Void Spirit, but this game in particular, and the second game, he's been having a good impact. Down bottom, though, Kuman blinking away. Oh, they're going to scout him, and the tree's cut down, and Sexy Fat is here in time, pinned to the edges of the map. Kuman doesn't even have the TP anymore. Hookshot just barely misses him. It grazes his skin. The Kuman into the base he goes. Blink in a second. Where has he gone? Into the hands of Dendy, who's just waiting for him. Tries to hit him with the Mana Void. Might as well, but Dendy's going to have that kill nice and easy.
Very, very well played there. Dendy's positioning, of course, punished that AM, and now, again, use this window opportunity to push, right? I mean, obviously, AM is not that impactful, but the fact that because he can't join the fights early, but the fact that he's dead gives you a lot more security. You know he's not going to come in with a Mana Void towards the end. Your Aegis has like maybe 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes left.
On Aegis, it's
2 minutes.
3. 2 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, 2 minutes. And it's okay, NA. And with this, they should be able to take at least a tier 2 mid and maybe in a tier 1 bottom, which would be ideal, just with the last remnants of this Aegis. And that way you can control the enemy triangle. Like, controlling the enemy triangle here is so valuable, so you can actually put some solid push and choke them out.
We do have Ags, though, on Nyx now, which is a really big item here.
Yeah, but still Aegis on waivers. I don't think he's that bothered.
He's not, but probably the rest of the bait will be.
Aegis pushing a lot. Oh, that's already used. Okay.
Yeah, wants to keep the wagon alive.
Fair enough, but at the same time, okay, yeah, I guess without the AM, you're not that afraid.
BKB freshly delivered.
Or Shaker's ridiculously powerful here.
Yeah, he is.
And now you ideally go through the triangle to the tier 1 bottom because you're not going to go to the high ground anyway. And then you completely assert yourself as the dominant team in this. In fact, AM... Oh, Courier, what was he buying here in the...
Probably the second point booster, yeah, for the... Or sorry, the ultimate orb for the Scotty.
Okay.
It's not a bad purchase. Oh, another. Wow, we almost kind of. We almost, quote unquote, have a sheepstick here for TSA. Big item for him. Extra lockdown on a hero as mobile as the Phoenix can be really, really powerful this game, especially when you're trying to just locate the Shaker, hex him up, and then have your team burst him down immediately after you. Overclock queued up for Duster as well. He's going to get set to work. Clocking in, putting in the extra hours here, trying to get bait out of the elimination zone here, or out of the relegation zone, more accurately.
They're very close, honestly. I mean, this game is looking good
Hook
for
shot,
them, but it's kind of going a bit too late. Travel Boots wasted by Dendy. This is a problem. Dendy is theoretically with his team. I think it was just the travels, like a blink, essentially. A quicker movement speed option.
Yeah, and like you said, RDO just pushing up by himself. He's going to join his team now, though, and now that they see him leave...
They hold the triangle, though, in the high ground. Very smart. Okay, this is the right play completely, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, RDO just pretends to run on over, and that's going to get them to back off. They're going to maybe try and trade for a tier 1 tower. Not the worst thing, a little bit less map control, but they have now located one. Hit him plenty of times here, Reza, though, but a great shard. That's going to allow TSA to get nuked down immediately by Kuman. Now there's going to be the jump, the shard. It's going to, or rather, Dendy's going to be caught by the Aghanim Scepter upgraded leash, as he will actually snap that at the last second, so that's going to burn off his entire BKB duration here, the 10-second one as well. RDO, though, he's going to be able to find Rezo, snipe him, as the Aegis will be reclaimed.
Pretty good fight, though, all things considered for bait. Because, yeah, the Aegis is reclaimed, but you take a kill in the process. You've already taken over the map somewhat. You put sentries all over the enemy triangle. You're trying to chase after Van score. That's Glimmer Cape is going to be safe. The only issue is you, of course, didn't push us tier 2 which gives them a little semblance of map control that Bait wanted to avoid. They're going for the puck down bottom, but Weaver without stuns can't really catch at the puck. And Nyx is doing a really smart job, which is pushing out this lane so the backdoor protection is still up, and that way you can't take completely. And that keeps, I mean, it might seem like a very small thing, but that map control matters a lot at this point.
No, you're totally right. I mean, because any little semblance of map control that you can keep, like you said, gives an objective for Bait, which means they're not actively hunting down this AM. And AM in the entire time...
Unless they hunt him like
no.
this. I mean, do they have anything to stop him, though, behind that? No. Yeah, they lack the damage, and they don't have any more stuns, so Kumans is fine for now. He does get 4 stats, so don't get hook shot.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fine. That little tier 2, though, it's going to make it so you can't really go to that triangle, because now the enemy team has a TP spot there. So if they buy back and they want to fight the triangle, they can. They just buy back, go into the TP spot, and if you've already used your Supernova Arena Blood, they can just fight the triangle again and kill you over and over. So you can't quite choke them.
Yeah, it's real close here between the two teams. Only a 2K net worth difference. In fact, just about everyone tit for tat here, even with their partner. Sexy Fat is a little bit poorer than Rezo, but currently dying mid is going to be Duster. No, he's going to stay alive and pin to the wall. It's going to be Kuma. Do they have the damage, though? RDO unable to bridge the gap, but a beautiful hook shot. Duster actually hits him on the way, too, which will stun him. He's still going to get the blink off, though, as Duster will eventually be executed by the Fissure.
I don't think that was a beautiful hook shot. I think that was a beautiful Manta dodge. I didn't even know you could Manta dodge the hook shot.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah,
he literally hook shotted right through him. If he had gotten the hook shot towards him, he could have actually stunned him with cogs, then proceed to battery assault him, and they had a chance to kill him. But that Manta dodge literally saved the AM's life.
Thank you for the correction. I didn't scout that.
That was incredible. Oh my goodness. That's the first time I've seen a hook shot Manta dodge.
Fast fingers, yeah, which is weird because normally it's really hard to Manta dodge things that have like a real travel time, that like travel in a path.
Yeah, like hook, which is slow at 5, but hook shot is super fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, impressive job by Kuma. Now you go for the mid tower. That's a tier 1 that should fall. This opens up your map. Not that you care though, because Kuman's already very
he's going for the BKB on the AM. It's a really good move.
It's appropriate for this game.
Good move.
You only have one single source of lockdown that goes through BKB, and you don't have the Aghanims for Duster because he's 5 clockwork.
Yeah, they really. I mean, he's queued it up, but it's a bit of a pipe dream for him.
Oh, it's looking really bad for Bait now. It's going to the point where AM is just going to take over the game, and you haven't pushed enough. You haven't pushed enough to assert your dominance. And it's all up to RDO and see how hard you can carry with a Weaver. I mean, this guy's the expert of the late game carries, right? Can he show us that Weaver can be a late game carry too?
I'd be impressed. I would honestly be very impressed.
Everyone would be impressed.
He's going for the MKB, which is going to preempt any butterfly thoughts here of the AM. Although RDO. Oh no, they've got the follow-up stun. Oh, he's going to BKB.
There's no Ags on Nyx, or is there?
There is. He's had it for a while. RDO's just going to fight though. Vanscore in trouble. His tendency to break into the hook shot. Beautiful out from Duster into the Nether Toxin. They've got plenty of damage here for Vanscore, who is going to go down with a bit of a fight, but eventually will die nonetheless. And RDO showing that, yeah, he can tank. He just kind of stands his ground and fights right through that Dream Coil. It looked a little bit scary there for Bait, though.
Yeah, I think that was almost pretty bad for RDO, but thank God for the BKB, right? It's very powerful on Weaver. It's quite a long BKB that he still has.
Yeah, I believe that was his 10-second, if I'm not mistaken. It was his 9-second.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 9-second BKB. Weaver doesn't need the long BKBs as much, so it's nice to use them early where they're going to gank you and you need that kind of tankability. I think later on the game doesn't. But of course, the puck Ags is such a... I don't know how you save yourself from that, genuinely. Like, besides maybe going for Ags or even Aeon Disc on Weaver or something like that, you know, because that Dream Coil is going to be the bane of your existence.
Dendi has to go take a leak. We'll be right back.
I love they go RDO. It's not bathroom. It's on WC. Bathroom!
Yeah.
He's pumped, you know.
He's pumped.
He knows this game is very important for him.
It's a close game. As they'll take a pause here. I mean... all right, so HellRaisers, I mean, of course, they're allowed to do whatever they want now during this pause, and I would be probably discussing the game plan. At this stage, I would say your AM, he's feeling strong, but he just needs probably about 2 more minutes of free farm, maybe 1.5 minutes for this BKB. Let me see here. Our Shaker is pretty close to Blink, so I feel like right now, AM farm priority number 1, Lil farm priority number 2 here for those 2 big items, and then you just look for a... Maybe not the decisive fight, but you look for a good skirmish here. You can turn that into Roche, which might be respawning right now, but we do need just another minute here for BKB on AM and Blink Dagger for Lil.
If you could just wait that long, you would pretty much... Which is why Bay has this very small window opportunity where they're slightly... I don't even know if they're stronger, but they can at least fight a bit more coordinated. Because the MKB just came up on the Weaver, or should be just coming.
Yep.
So he's going for Lincoln's next, which is actually a pretty good choice this game. Not going to help you too much against the Dream Coil.
Or the Shaker.
No, but the Mana Void you're going to prevent. And honestly, any Hexes or Abyssals or whatever.
And the day guns that Nyx is
seems to want.
Yeah, I mean, why not? He's just going to be running Disruption on the back lines. Unfortunately, everyone's just really damn tanky, this lineup.
All right, everyone to the bathroom, guys. Good.
Back, ready to go. Sexy Fat unpaused.
Oh, we have Hex on the...
Do we?
Yeah.
All right, that should be 1 of 2. As oh, not quite. We're getting there though for our Phoenix. Slowly.
It's gonna take a while more though. Well, yeah, it's a Phoenix. Maybe one good team fight and he's got it. But the Hex on Dendy is pretty valuable. If you can do it on point and not get counterspelled, it's really hard to counterspell items because obviously cast point. I think you can kill the AM in time. Weaver still deals a fair amount.
This is a really tough spot for them to be fighting. AM's about to have BKB. We're about to have this Shaker Blink as well. They're so close. They're so close, but they can't afford to wait any longer. Okay, they have to go. They're going to smoke up now. BKB delivered here for our AM. Roche already down, though.
It's too late. Weaver takes Roche too quickly, and now they're ready to fight as well. Weaver just coming out, Duster as well to break smokes, right? Because you know the enemy team probably smoked to get you. Your lanes are pushed. You have a lot of information in the enemy team.
This is like the 4th time in the series we've seen HellRaisers know that they should contest Roche, but they've just been just that late. Like, I mean, it's funny enough. It's been on the Dire side as well. It's been 3 times in a row where they just walk up here, and then they hear that all too familiar jingle of, hey, the enemy's picked up Aegis, and they just can't. They can't go in.
Yeah.
It feels real bad. Because not only do you lose the Roche, but you lose a smoke.
Yeah, it's true, actually. And a bunch of time wasted for this that you could just be using to farm. Because if you know they're doing Roche and you actually make the choice of just continue to farm, I mean, it sounds stupid. That's space made for you.
It is, and that's not what Nyx is looking to do. He TP's out because the bot lane pushed in as far as he's willing to take it, and he's going to go top lane and just look to do exactly the same. Because they're at this stage of the game now, right? Where, all right, Nyx, it's your job to show on the map, push all the lanes, really annoy the crap out of them. You're going to be hunted, though. You're like, you know, target number 1.
Yep.
The rest of bait, they're going to go on a safari and look to kill you. And AM, in the meantime, farm wherever you can. Farm on the opposite side of the map of this puck.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're going to otherwise catch a 2. Which is not what you're hoping for. They have really good team fights still for bait, so their 5-on-5 is still great, but now they also have some single target due to the Hex, right? Multiple Hexes. And the difficulty is that if this goes super late, like I'm talking like 50 minutes, you'll have multiple sources of control for the AM. And the matchup between Weaver and AM, kind of the gap is bridged simply because in super late game, it's much more about the items that you can build to mitigate your weaknesses. And RTO has farmed enough to justify him being a super late game champion.
I would say I would agree with you, but we still have this BKB, which is massive for AM, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of that single target.
I mean, we're not still in super late, by the way.
No, we're not. But I think I don't really see him joining fights until it's absolutely necessary at this stage for AM. All right, he wants this full Abyssal Blade. He's not that close to it yet, so he needs to farm a bit longer. But RDO is going to scout him here. Again, not too much of a dangerous position for Kuman to be in. Just needs to remove the vision here. The team's rotating on over. Clockwork on the other side of the map, though. They're going to be looking to turn, or threatening it anyway. Because I think this BKB, we're probably going to see it maybe used up to 3 times. And one way or other, the game's going to be over by that stage. So it's going to be some really, really impactful BKBs, especially against the Hexes. So I think it's really just up to Kuman not to get jumped on here, or to just trust himself on the counterspell to Hex Dendi in return.
Let's see, what are they going to find? Phoenix is really valuable here. Sexy Fat, target. Oh, they stop the Phoenix immediately. Thanks to the Dream Glow, forced
does not want to fight. Okay, now he will, but he finds an illusion.
Yeah, that was a bit odd. Sexy Fat, are you sure you can fight this? Kuman activates BKB, just fights against Dendi. Has to eat a cheese Dendi, but he's not surviving this at all. Kuman is just slicing and dicing him, and they're going to lose Sexy Fat as well. This really ill-advised fight by Bait is going to get punished by an AM that's farmed enough. They even find the Clockwork in the backlines, but that's not going to work out.
Yeah, that was really awkward. Sexy Fat blinks in, finds 3 heroes who have no interest in him. They want the Phoenix instead, and he doesn't drop the arena. He doesn't throw a spear. He doesn't even hit him with the God's Rebuke. He just stands there and looks at him. Like they're like, oh, I need to counter-initiate here. Wait a second, RDO is now here. We have no damage, and our Phoenix is dead. Like, the fight just went so bad for them all of a sudden. Dendi doesn't have buyback here, so this is going to be at least the mid lane of Barracks then in favor of HellRaisers for pretty much free. A 10-second BKB charge, Exo used, but everything that they're okay with using here, and the coil, of course.
Take the tier 3, go for the racks as well here, and then probably retreat because you don't need to push this too hard.
Yeah.
You know the Viper's coming back soon. Yeah, no, retreat earlier. Yeah, makes sense. You're a bit afraid of the Phoenix and the Viper. You know Bait is coming towards the end of the window opportunity, and then pretty much from minute 40 to 50, you're going to be the strongest part of the team.
Yeah,
until they build enough items to deal with the AM.
You know, and I doubt this is really a consideration, but HellRaisers, they go, well, let's see. You guys didn't have buyback once, so we're just going to force you to have buyback now because the tier 3 tower down straight for the throne here if they feel like they can really get it.
Yeah, you don't have the most pushing power. I guess if DP has EXO available, then maybe.
With late game AM though.
Yeah,
right?
You know, like, was going for AC, by the way.
And he's got it. Like, normally I would agree with you as well, right? It's like saying, oh, Weaver's pushing is very weak. In the late game, absolutely. Or in the early game, absolutely. But late game, when you have enough items to make up for it.
You're still not a Klink or a Morphling or whatever.
You're no troll, right? I agree. I get your point, but it's still pretty damn good.
I don't disagree with that. AM finally reaches level 25. What did it go for?
Is going to opt for the Mana Void talent.
Okay. I mean, you have a... It's okay. There's not many Mana Void targets here that are amazing, but generally useful. Weaver, Mars, Viper. It's never bad to have that extra bit of damage. Weaver's level 25 talent is the one that really matters here.
Yeah, I would this game.
I know you'd go for the Geminate attack. He's not gonna.
I feel like you go for the Geminate attack.
I know you do.
And you buy this Demon Edge, and then you queue up a Sacred Relic right after it, and then you look to get just one stun onto the AM, hit him with that triple Geminate attack, you stun him again, he's as good as dead. I've seen it happen many times.
Okay, many times.
Because I don't think that game's quite getting to that stage, but we've seen Divine Rapier, especially for your OGs, for some of your faster teams as well in the European region, they'll just pick it up when they know that their peak power is coming to an end. And I would say with this 25 talent for Weaver, after that he gets maybe one more item, and then he's just about as good as, you know, a range, not quite a range, that's unfair to the hero, but you get what I'm saying. He doesn't hold a candle to AM's late game fight, and I think that's something they ought to recognize. I'd really, really hope that they go for the Rapier here, because they're so close to the 25 talent already. It's up to him, though.
I can see the point in Daedalus, though, because remember, guys, that the Gemini attack actually, you can get triple crits, or double crits in this case, right? So that's why it's so valuable on Weaver. But it's the safer play. They might be going for an Exo's been used in the bottom lane just to guarantee these racks. Rezo's going to be tanking this. He acknowledges he's not that strong, though. Where he's a bit too late. There's the Cogs pushing him back into the arena, but in goes Lil, and he Echo Slams with the shard as well. They're going to kill Duster in time, but Sexy had his BKB activated the whole time. They lost Lil, but in exchange, they managed to at least secure Timbersaw's life. And in the backlines, they also murder the Viper. As Dream Cold catches 2, AM still looking to fight. Ghost Scepter not going to save him for the Dagon damage. Exo's still up. I don't know, Duster, dude. I don't think you're making it out of here alive. 80 seconds out of
They don't have buyback again.
They don't have buyback. Why? Save gold for the buyback.
No,
Weaver does.
Weaver has buyback. Sexyfat's got buyback, but they're the only two alive.
Yeah, because they just wasted the well, to be fair, Duster just died back.
Okay, fair enough.
But the Phoenix and the Viper don't have buyback.
Also,
gold.
just to show you the power of the Earthshaker, he Echo Slams here because he wants to get Sexyfat.
Shard.
But the Shard actually stunned up the Phoenix, which means he was a little bit late getting off the Supernova.
No, he actually Echo Slapped because he wanted to get the shard damage.
Then he did, because that was a beautiful play. That means Rezo is easily able to live. He would have died had he had 2 seconds of that Supernova damage on him. A great job from HellRaisers. I mean, that was just perfect.
That's why it seemed like he wasted the Echo Slam on the BKB target, because Mars had already activated BKB like
Good call,
second before.
Good call.
But he knew he wanted the shard damage. So of course the chat will just say it was luck, much like the AM.
No, dude, that was amazing. What a play. Actually, really, really what a play there coming through from Lil.
I like it that he doesn't doubt to use that ultimate, because he's not trying to look for the big Echo Slam. He understands the power of how powerful they are right now, and they can afford to waste his ultimates just to secure the lives of
You don't need to go for a big Echo Slam past minute 40. That's what you have AM for.
Yeah, right. I agree.
You just need to get the Echo Slam.
You can get one, fantastic, but it's not your prerogative.
Yeah, exactly. Before, you know, when you get that Blink Dagger, 20 to 30 minutes, yes, you need that big Echo Slam to pay off the 5 minutes of free farm we gave you on a position 4, right? We need, you know, hey, we're going to give you this free farm, you're position 4, you're going to have this really impactful item, we need you to have an impact with it. Yeah. This late in the game, don't worry about it, just get the good stun onto the Phoenix, from stun the second time, prevent that Supernova from coming out, we got this game. Yep. 18k now up for HellRaisers, 18 to 20, and they actually do scan out bait here on the high ground.
In the last fight, we didn't even mention it because the Supernova was so incredibly defensive, but that was a complete... At this point, with an AM, with an Assault Cuirass and his usual reduced BAT, it's really difficult as the Phoenix to survive that, because he hits so quick. He actually went for the Weaver up top. Weaver is going to die alone to the Abyssal. No, he got time off in time. We stole the Bastion though. RTO cannot fight this AM.
He does that buyback.
Oh my goodness, RTO bought something before. Why? Second game without buyback. Phoenix has no buyback either. Same with gold. Clockwork is the only person who's used the buyback this game. Do these guys come from League? What's happening? Why don't they have buyback?
He doesn't have buyback. Look at HellRaisers. They're going to know. They're just going to go straight for the game.
What's happening? Kuman just got a free kill on the Weaver because he Abyssal Bladed her, or Abyssal Bladed the Weaver. Well, yeah, she already used the Sakuchi.
Last one to live here. He doesn't have buyback.
Oh, sorry, no, he does.
He does.
He used it immediately.
But now they know no one else has buyback, so they're just going to focus the barracks.
Yep.
The Exo's ended, but again,
like
with
game one
Kuman here, it's just like game 1. Again, another game. Bait, we're playing well. This time around, HellRaisers playing a bit better. Dendy's going to jump in, trying to do whatever he can, but he's have to fight versus Kuman now. The 1v1, the Abyssal Blade, Dendy, he's dead. Doesn't have buyback either, but now Sexyfat pops his own BKB. He's got the arena, but they're going to throw on the towel. They're going to strike the colors. Bait, 0-6. 2 games in a row in the series where the game was right there. It was in their grasp. They could see Season 2. But they forgot about the buybacks. They bought an item. The greed hit them. They will fall in 3 to HellRaisers. A good series, but it just really, you know, hurts to go that way, doesn't it?
So, to some degree, I will just